chin down. Shut the door. Time to go with Randy Harris and Knockout Radio.
Ladies and gentlemen, Knockout Radio with Randy Harris is about to start. So get ready for the best MMA talk, games, interviews, prizes, and surprises anywhere. For Knockout Radio, I'm the voice, Ray Flores. And now, here's Knockout Radio.
Hey, everybody.
What is going on, everybody? Coming to you live from the Cool Breeze AC broadcast facility. This is Knockout Radio. Full schedule of guests. Hopefully that works out. What up, Matty?
What's up, buddy? How you doing? I feel like I haven't seen you in a while. I haven't talked to you in a while.
Really? Well, it's only been a week. That's normal.
Yeah, but where were you? You were missing. You were like out of the country, or?
Oh, I did go on a cruise. That's right. No, I went on a cruise. I forgot.
You forgot about the cruise? You forgot you were sailing away?
Went on Margaritaville at sea. Went to Cozumel. Didn't even get off the ship. It was nice.
Why wouldn't you get off the ship?
Didn't want to.
Really?
Yeah. What am I going to do?
Man, there's a great place. Like once you get outside the touristy part, because cruise ships, like the whole, port is the same. I mean, they just slap a different flag, different colors, but same souvenirs, same guy trying to sell you dirty weed, same jet ski rentals. So it's all the same experience, or whether you're in Jamaica or you're in the DR or you're in Cozumel. But once you get outside of that, then you get to experience the real culture. And just down the beach, probably 10, 15 minutes from the port, there's this amazing little restaurant, beach bar. They have their own private stairs into the ocean, so you can swim in like the lagoon. And there's really no tourists there. There's nobody from the boat there. It's just locals. But yeah, Cozumel is one of my favorite destinations, man. I love that place.
Yeah, I had just a good time playing Monopoly. We played Monopoly on the boat.
Really?
With cards. It's fun. We enjoyed it.
Yeah.
Well, last time when I went on Margaritaville at sea, I think it was March I walked that strip. I walked that street to the left. I walked down maybe a mile. I didn't see anything. I didn't see anything to do. I didn't need to eat. I don't need to swim in an ocean. We live basically at the number one ocean in the world, the number one beach in the world, right around the corner from us. So I shot a couple videos for the YouTube.
I think
called it a day.
I'll have to look in my old photos on one of the breaks, but I think they use like Conor McGregor in all the supplements in the pharmacies there. So when you want to buy steroids or testosterone, I think it's Conor McGregor's image that they use. I know it's a celebrity. I know it's an athlete, but I'm like, wow, they're pushing all the, because down there you can buy everything over the counter. It's just in the pharmacy. So whether you need testosterone or Cessna 250 or Decabalin or whatever you're trying to get. But I'll look back because I remember I took a photo of it because I'm like, man, that's crazy.
I had a good time. It was relaxing. It was what it was. Scheduled. I don't know what we're going to call him. I don't know what he's going to call himself if Lorenzo responds. And Lorenzo Hunt will be popping in.
Mm-hmm.
Do you see our producer? Our producer's supposed to be here. I don't see him. Billy Q will be on.
Nice.
Harry Chicolata Toddy fighting Kai Stewart. Fenway.
Yeah, it's gonna be massive.
BKFC.
That's a crazy fight. I mean, like in Fenway. I mean, that's a pretty cool location. I never really thought of that. I mean, I thought obviously Coliseums, in Italy they just did, and I thought, doing it at the White House card was cool, and like, but I never really thought about Fenway. But how awesome is that?
I think it's very cool. They had a press conference yesterday. I talked to David Feldman last night and again this morning. Home plate. He was in the outfield. You could see home plate. Now, I think it's obviously early. They're not going to be building it and putting it together already because I seriously doubt the Red Sox are gone for the next 32 days.
Okay.
I have to look at the schedule. I thought about going up to it.
I mean, Because when you think, well, you think about like South Boston, like the street fighting and like the Irish community, and like, I mean, that's the origins of bare knuckle. And also, like, Boston was a rough place. Wasn't that where Ben Affleck was from? Like the Southies and all that movie. Yeah. Like, so
Marky
cool.
Mark and Donnie and all of them. Well, I'm sure I've told you this before. So the first day that I was stationed in Boston, all right, so I did my school in Norfolk, flew to Boston to get on the ship. I take the train, tram, whatever it's called, the subway that's called, everything it's a T or it's a metro or whatever. I get out in, I don't know now, I can't remember what it's called. I'm going to have to look it up, whatever the stop was. Maverick Station is where our ship was docked. I get out of Maverick Station, and there's a huge fist fight in the street. And I hear a guy go, "I should cut your blankety throat. I'm going to take your ear instead."
Oh, wow.
And with a switchblade, slice the guy's ear off. This is like my first day in Boston.
I thought, well, maybe that's why you didn't get off the boat in Cozumel. Maybe you were afraid you're going to see another fist fight. So after Mike Tyson took the ear, what happened after that?
I believe the guy was from my ship, and I didn't know it because I didn't know anybody yet, and they were fighting over a girl.
That's usually how it works.
Unbelievable.
What women lead to most. Actually, can we talk about that? Or do you want to break down the show first, and then I want to talk about Saturday night?
I pretty much. I did leave one off. Tom Shea will be on in the bottom of this hour.
Yeah.
To discuss. I'm going to rip the sport of golf. Now, he's a golfer. He's one of my zero handicaps.
I got my Knockout Radio Golf Cup right here.
Yep. And we're going to discuss an incident that happened, and I'm so over the prima donnas in golf.
Okay.
We're going to talk about it with Tom Shea. I'm still trying to get a hold of Lorenzo Hunt. What nickname do we come up with Lorenzo? He's now a 3-division champ. He's an inaugural champ, which to me is more than just being the champ. He is the first ever. What's the
iron weight?
Iron weight
division.
Is that what it's called?
I like it. The 210 weight class.
I do too.
So I mean, they need to have higher divisions, like more classes.
I don't think I don't think that's what they need. And I'm sure we're both going to agree. I think you're just saying it wrong. There needs to be a division between 205 and 265.
Yeah, no question.
That's not more divisions. It's just they need that division. Every 10 pounds, every 15 pounds, whatever is fine. But to go from 206 to 265, I mean, this is perfect. And it's easier, obviously, for the light heavyweight champ or the heavyweight champ to now maybe cut, add, whatever. And so Triple C has Triple C, but we need to name it before, he names himself or somebody else names it.
Yeah. No, it's I don't know how to think about it. To come up with a clever name for Lorenzo, the Juggernaut Hunt. Tom Shea, man, that's good. I was just thinking about Tom the other day. He's a good dude, man. I like that guy.
What were you thinking about him?
I don't know. I was watching golf. I was watching something the other day on TV, and I was like, man, I never did go up there and see what Tom does in Brooksville. Like, I know he has an amazing, concept with the youth and bringing golf to the people and like the instruction. And I don't know enough about the sport to like really, know what it is, but like, I would love to learn it. I think it's one of those games you can play forever. Like you can do it for your whole lifetime, whether it's business related or whether it's just exercise, or whether it's just, challenging yourself. I mean, I think it's one of the games where it's always you versus you. And those are challenging. Those are
what are you
fun.
Doing? You're kicking me out of the view? Is that what you're doing? Oh, there we go. I keep forgetting. I'm sorry. I'm not touching buttons. All right. That's awesome. Very cool.
We have a producer now. Like, we're not behind the scenes. Like, we don't have to do anything. So
we don't have to do anything. But
we
awesome.
we should go golfing with Tom. We should go out there. I think I'm pretty good at golf. I think I would be pretty good at it. The hand-eye coordination, the discipline, like the mental focus. I think I would be pretty good at that game.
All right, over under, and this will be something that we'll put out on the YouTube, on the Facebook, on everything. Let's go. We'll go play golf.
Okay.
You get a foursome. I'll get a foursome. You obviously know Tom Shea's in my foursome. You also know, obviously know that Steve Linnae will be in my foursome. The over under, what hole somebody in your foursome, one of your three people, beat the holy hell out of you with a golf club?
Well, I mean, the last time I had a foursome, it was problematic for my marriage. So I don't know if we should use that terminology. Let's just start with like my team. No, because I can't say foursome and my wife be okay with that again. I'm still trying to, get back in good graces. So let's go.
I may say before the first tee, because I'm ready to grab a club and beat the crap out of you right now.
Well, let's just go heads up. You and me, like, however they call it, whether they call it scratch play or match play or whatever. But like you and me, just straight up, you versus me, 18 holes, winner takes all.
All right. First of all, I don't want to do 18.
All right, 19 holes.
No, 4.
4 holes. What are you talking about? 4 holes.
I lose interest right away. All right. But are we riding in the same golf cart? Are we walking, or we both have our own cart? Because if we're riding together, I say 3 holes. That's as much as I can put up with you. If we're in separate golf carts, I might be able to do 7, maybe 6. I can't go.
It doesn't matter. Like we drive all over the state together. Like when
was the last time we did that? Exactly.
Okay,
the last
I've ridden to the PGA Golf Expo with you in the back of the limo. That was like a whole day of togetherness.
We rode. Somebody else drove, not in the limo. Somebody else drove. Mike in the back with you. I was in the front with Austin, and I believe Austin wanted to kill you.
Yeah, but Austin, was on the other team.
Right. We'll get back on to, in a little bit on how much everybody dislikes you.
Why? What did I do?
There is big news. There's a lot of big news in the world of sports. I know predominantly we're going to talk some MMA, a lot of cool MMA subjects and stories, but probably the biggest story that we could talk about right now comes from the NBA. And the Philadelphia 76ers pulled off one of the biggest coups. They were in the running, but who really thought LeBron James would go to the Philadelphia 76ers?
It's nobody pictured that, I don't think. I mean, I don't think anybody had that on their bingo card.
It was on the card.
Well, I thought most people thought he would end up in Cleveland just to finish his career where he started. More of he's already done it all. He already has all the accolades. Just finish it where he started, full circle.
But I saw somebody say that they didn't think Miami or Cleveland was a legitimate spot because he had already been there. He'd already done it. If he goes to Philly and does it again, which I don't know if he can, they have one of the most overrated players probably in the history of the NBA in Embiid. Does LeBron help change that? Is he going to get hurt on the way to, practice? Because that's typically what happens. I think a lot of people thought if he's chasing the ring, it's Golden State. Draymond Green opted out. He just re-signed. He opted out so that there was more money for LeBron. You know what LeBron's playing for? His salary. Do you know what his salary is the next 2 years?
No.
$2 million a year.
Wow.
He's not playing for the money.
Wow.
If he's playing for the ring, I think it's Golden State. I don't know why he's playing, to be honest.
Why Philly, though?
Because they've put together a hell of a team. The trade with Boston, and people first thought it was insane. More on Boston's part that they sent. Yeah, he was a troublemaker or whatever in Boston, but that's what Philly wants, are troublemakers. Yeah. Philly is known for that. Now with LeBron there, who all he wants to do is, from what I understand, is play point guard. LeBron is the point, running the show, dispersing the ball. I mean, Philly is a decent place. Miami, you thought, because of Giannis going there, but again, he'd already been there. He'd already done it there.
I heard Giannis said he doesn't even feel comfortable in Miami. He went on the record saying that he's not happy about, being there.
Doesn't speak the language.
His heart's not in it. I mean, yeah.
Well, has his heart been in it the last couple years?
I don't know.
You know who else doesn't have his heart in it? Allegedly. Just out from Tampa Bay Buccaneer opening day training camp.
Vita
Vea.
Yeah, he wants out.
You know who else wants out? I wanted out of that car before I got hit on the interstate today.
Why? Who?
I got hit. I'm driving on the interstate to training camp.
You got hit today? You got a wreck?
I did.
Really?
Yeah.
Did you stop?
Did
they stop?
Did you? Yeah, he did stop. His comment was, "Do you want to just exchange insurance?" I said, "No, I want to call the police."
Okay.
All the way down the side of my car. I think a lot of it'll just be buffed out or whatever. If anybody's in the Tampa Bay area, you'll get this. I'll try to describe it for our national and global audience. So I'm on an interstate. There's now a fork in the interstate. The left 3 lanes are going to continue north on 275 over the Howard Franklin Bridge to Tampa. Mm-hmm. The third lane, the inside lane of those 3 lanes I just said going to Tampa, also curves to the right, where it takes you into Clearwater. Okay, so if you're not in the Tampa Bay area, you may not know Clearwater, you may not know Roosevelt Boulevard, but whatever. But imagine that a road that now splits. So I'm in the split road going straight to Tampa. There's a car to my left. I didn't see the car. There's a car to my left, let's call it the middle lane, going north to Tampa, and decided I'm in the wrong lane. I want to go right to Clearwater.
Yeah.
And he sideswiped me. I can still hear the bang. I mean, very little damage. My neck hurts a little bit, whatever. It was a little freaky, just because of the bang. You're not going 5 miles an hour. You're not sitting at a red light. You're doing 60. I don't know what the legal limit is, so we'll say 60. On the interstate. Did you know that he didn't get a ticket? How do you not get a reckless driving ticket?
Is that reckless driving? I mean, it's an accident. An accident. The word accident means that it wasn't deliberate. It wasn't purposeful. Like reckless is kind of like intent, right?
No.
Really? Reckless means you're like out of control, like doing a burnout, doing wheelies, doing
I don't take
excessive speed. Like that. That's what reckless driving should be.
I don't take that as reckless.
Did you catch it Did you catch it on your flock camera? Did a flock camera catch you? And
I'm putting cameras up on everything moving forward.
Are you really?
Yeah.
Do you like the flock cameras? Have you seen the protests? Have you seen the?
I don't even know what that is.
They're these cameras that record your license plate, and it's just like a big brother, eye in the sky, more surveillance for the police to monitor society without their permission. So it's some people consider it invasion of privacy. They're doing protests. People are have these big signs, and they're on a stick, and they're sitting out in a lawn chair and just blocking it, so the cameras just record a blank screen instead of cars driving by. But seems to be really up in arms, man. People seem really upset about this invasion of privacy.
Yeah, big brothers everywhere. Little sister, big aunt, little aunt. So it was a rattle to this morning, and then I was out at $1. Pretty soon we're going to be announcing the players show, what player. We're working on some logos, all sorts of cool stuff. So, all right, so we talked a little bit about LeBron. How about some more people?
Before you go back to LeBron, he's like the real life reverse of Will Smith.
Or what's his name? Not Butterbean. The guy who, the baby's born at 100 and he dies at like 2. What was that movie called?
Benjamin Button.
Yeah, Benjamin Button.
No,
yeah.
but LeBron is the first person to go from Beverly Hills to Philadelphia. Like the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air went the other way. So reverse, he's going in reverse. He's yeah. But I'm excited. See what happens. Maybe you can clean up Kensington and the drug problem out there. Maybe
I was talking to a media guy out at $1 today who wrote a book about the Eagles. It was called Birds of Prey, Pray. And it was the religious angle and whatever. And he said, yeah, they've cleaned up Kensington. I looked at him, I'm like, when? I was just there. He goes, well, a little bit north of Kensington. Yeah, because you can't get into Kensington. Let's see them burn that place down if LeBron brings a trophy to Broad Street, because they will do that. They definitely will do that. A couple other, how about this story that I was able to find? So Lou Piniella, former manager of, I don't remember if it was the Rays or the Devil Rays, was a New York Yankee. Are you familiar with him being a Yankee?
I think so. I remember that. I think so.
Are you familiar with the New York Yankees?
Of course.
Okay. So George Steinbrenner had a big thing about facial. You couldn't have facial hair. So this is from Hollywood Legends. And I found this so cool that I'm even crediting, I even read it, the whole 9 yards. So this is from, it was posted by the remake of Vintage Hardwood Legends. When Lou Piniella joined the Yankees in 1974, George Steinbrenner told him to cut his hair. It was too long. If you don't know, the Yankees had a policy on no beards or long hair. Lou Piniella said this: our Lord Jesus Christ was the greatest person who ever lived, and he had long hair. Any comment?
I mean, it's true. I mean, you can't argue. I mean, it's a great rebuttal. And if you go back to the Warriors and the Vikings, like they actually thought that the power that they came from being a warrior came from their hair, that growing your hair longer. Zlatan, the soccer great, he just talked about it in the World Cup, that when he cuts his hair off, he lost his power.
Okay, so to get back to the story, George Steinbrenner then took Lou Piniella across the street to a swimming pool in Florida. I guess they were at on Dale Mabry. And he said, if you can walk across that water, you can wear your hair any way you want to. Jesus walked on water, right?
Oh, man, that's what they say.
That's what George Steinbrenner said. If you can walk on water and walk across the pool, you can keep your hair. I think that's pretty genius.
Why do firefighters not allowed to have facial hair except mustache? Like why can they only have a mustache, but they can't have a beard? Like,
all right, okay. Do I call you a moron now or later? Do you not think things out?
What do you mean?
Common sense, moron.
What's the common sense about a beard?
What would the beard do wearing the mask? It would affect the suction of the mask, saving your life inside a fire.
Oh.
So please keep your beard and join the fire.
But okay, all right, that's fine. I mean, is that really the reason why they did it?
Yes, that's the reason. 1,000%.
Oh, I thought it was more like the Yankees, and they made Don Mattingly cut his hair, and they fined him for having long hair to play baseball. I thought it was just a policy thing where it was like a standard of code of conduct as far as like image or, like professionalism. Like to wear the pinstripes, you had to be, conform to a certain haircut and facial.
Correct.
Hygiene, whatever.
That's what it was with the Yankees. That's not what it's with the Firehouse.
I didn't know that about the Firehouse. I didn't know
that. It's all about safety.
That makes sense.
A little hair opens up the little suction, a little fire smoke gets in.
It does make sense. I mean,
no, it does.
Now that I think about it, it's like scuba goggles, right? Like if you don't get a right suction, water gets in.
Right. 100%. Back to BKFC, and we will have BKFC fighter coming up the bottom of next hour. Their gear, how about this, is available in Kohl's.
Yeah, that's insane.
Right?
That's insane that they have merch inside of a retail department store. It's pretty crazy, man. I mean, 8 years, that thing started as an underground, barbaric, bare knuckle, banned for 130 years on U.S. soil, and now all of a sudden that gets sold retail at Kohl's. It's crazy. Right.
Well, and it could have been anywhere. I mean, it could have been any of them. JCPenney, Sears, even if they're even still in business. Walmart, Toys R Us, whatever. But yeah, to be in a name brand store across the country. I don't know if they're worldwide, but yeah, I think that's pretty cool, and it's a big deal.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy because I don't know where I would go to buy a UFC shirt. Like if I wanted to go buy one at the mall, I don't know of a store that carries anything UFC or boxing or Zuffa. But Yeah, like now they can go to Kohl's and get a BKFC shirt. It's crazy.
Hot Topic? You think the UFC or BKFC is in Hot Topic? Every T-shirt's available in Hot Topic.
I haven't been in a Hot Topic in ever. I mean, ever since we started getting our own custom jerseys from Tyler, I don't really buy jerseys anymore.
Well, I'm still looking for one.
Sure.
I'd still like to get like a vintage Cheap Trick. Cheap Trick just had an event down south with our buddy, who handled the whole thing, but I was on the cruise, so I couldn't go. I've got a question coming up for one of the fighters.
All right.
I haven't decided which fighter I'm going to ask this. I don't know if anybody's ever asked this, mainly because I don't listen to other people's interviews. I found it very interesting. And when you hear this question, just like you just learned about why you can't have a beard as a firefighter, this question is going to blow your mind. I can't wait to ask it.
All right.
Maybe Billy Q. Maybe I'll throw it at Billy Q.
Okay, but like, why does the military make you have like a buzz haircut? Like, that doesn't save your life. That's not like a safety thing. Like, that's just a standard policy of just being like a douche, right? Like they make you do it to conform, to brainwash you, like, take away your identity and your personality. Isn't that what the military does?
I don't know about that, but it's not for safety reasons.
Right. That's why I thought the firefighter thing was like, all right, you can have a mustache, but you can't have a beard. Just like their way of like controlling like the team or whatever. I don't know, but it does make sense now you say, because you wouldn't have the same amount of suction around the chin, let air in, and if it's toxic in a fire, then yeah, you're breathing that. So
we do have a segment coming up. We were going to do it at 1:30, but I think that's when Harry's going to be on. We do have going gone today.
Oh, what is that?
Well, if you would have tuned in last week, you would have heard us talk about going gone, which will be 4 names in history. And are they here or are they already gone?
Oh,
after your ridiculously stupid comment last week that you didn't know Ozzy Osbourne was gone.
I didn't know. I truly didn't know. Like, that's a great segment though, because but there's a gray area, because like they can still be here, but if they're cognitively not here, dementia or whatever, they're just like still breathing air but not here. I'm gonna consider those people gone too, because there's a lot of people still sucking up air, like the firefighters, that are not here cognitively, and they're useless to society at that point.
Useless to society might be a cruel way to say it. My mom has dementia.
Mm-hmm.
My mom has no clue. And honestly, she's having probably a better time now than she did for the past couple of years.
Really?
And like I tell her, she just doesn't know it.
Just doesn't care. Just doesn't even know. That's good though. That's a peaceful way to ride this thing out.
We're having issues with our room. Tom Shea says he's in the room, so I told him, just like what happened to you, to leave and come back, and hopefully that'll work out. Yeah, I tell my mom all the time, you're having a great day, you just don't know it, which is true. So going gone is they're either here or they're not.
I like it. It sounds like a good segment. So
I think it'll be pretty cool.
Oh yeah. And
let's see how many, and some, and I even, asked Rick, pick some names that I've never heard of. We're doing global. We're not just doing Tampa Bay, the state of Florida, the US of A. Let's just see what you know. And again, I don't know a lot of these. I think I know all 4 of these. I know who they are. So we'll do that. I'll give Tom Shea another couple of minutes to see why we're not able to get them in, because I want to go off on golf. Yeah,
well, and for golfers, like, being exact on the time of the show is important. Like, they're to the minute tee time. Yeah, it's not like a estimate time. It's not like a guesstimate time. It's like they're exact. It's like 5:03 tee off. I mean, they don't play games on the golf course, man. So when you interview them or get them on the show, it's got to be exact. You're coming on at this time exactly.
I don't know how this is not working properly. I really don't. I take it from here, send it, and it says he's in the back room of another stream that we're doing. I think it's a job for the producer to figure out.
Yeah, producer, where you at? What are you doing?
Let me try it one more time. So tell me what's been going on with you while I try to get a hold of this again.
Well, if you've noticed, I'm a little bit more calm today, a little bit more relaxed today, but I'm 66 hours into my fast. So I'm doing a cellular detox and a fast, get rid of like microplastics and ultra processed chemicals and neurotoxins and such. So I'm about to break through that wall that Dana White talks about, that 72-hour fast when you get that mental clarity and the ketosis. Right now I've got the numbing headache because my body's withdrawing from caffeine and whatever. So I feel a little bit off today. This isn't no normal me for Knockout Radio. Usually I'm more animated, more excited, more off the hook, if you will. So just feeling just test driving what it feels like to be normal and average and complacent with society. A sheep, if you will. I feel like today I'm very a sheep mindset. So I'm just kind of here.
So that's perfect.
Yeah. And tonight, down in Tampa, Titan Medical Center, they're doing a meet and greet with Michael Hearn, the legendary natural bodybuilder. He's in town. The Tampa Pros in town this week, so all the top bodybuilders will be here. A lot of the pros, so they're doing an event from 3 to 6 over in Channelside at Titan Medical headquarters. So I'll head down there after the show, maybe hang out with some of the athletes, get some interviews, talk about the innovation in training and supplementation. I know they're giving out vitamin B12 shots, so they're doing some free giveaways, so should be a good time.
That's tremendous.
Yeah, I'll take my train down there and interview them, party. So if you want to go down, if you want to hang out.
Why the train?
Oh, if you're going to train with pro bodybuilders, you got to bring your the right equipment. You got to, you wouldn't leave your lifting straps at home, so got to leave. So I'm going to go train with those guys and hang out.
You'd get a kick out of this. Matt Hughes has said that his autograph has changed. Now that he's lost a finger, but we'll talk more about that. All right, so we got our golf club. We got our guy. We got my guy, Tom Shea. Tom, I want to blast golf, and I felt you're the guy that I need to blast golf to.
I love it, Randy. Hit me. or should I yell 4
or 3? Matt's wearing 3. Why do golfers?
How are you, Matt?
I'm good, buddy.
Okay. Why do golfers have to be so rooty-tooty, fresh and fruity? Why do they have to be? Why Charlie Woods, and more importantly, Tiger Woods, is blaming the person that screamed, that scared, that would be short for scared, Charlie into a bad shot. Talk me through this.
Randy, golfers are soft. I don't get it. I mean, there's airplanes going over, there's trucks going by. I don't get it. And listen, I always love to tell this story. Years ago, they wrote an article in Golf Digest, play golf with your 3 most obnoxious friends. And I had 3 older obnoxious brothers that would throw stuff at me. The only way you get me is if I start laughing. But otherwise, you could blow you could do an air horn in my ear and I wouldn't bother me at all. So.
Okay. Right in the middle of the air horn. The air horn wouldn't bother Tom Shea, but the stream will. The internet will. Maybe he just got hit. Maybe he just got in an accident on the interstate as well as he was driving. But what a great photo. No. Oh, there he is. He's back.
I'm on the golf course safely in a cart, so I'm good.
Okay. Well, it depends on who's driving.
So did you hear what I said there?
No.
I said you have to play golf with your 3 most obnoxious friends. And I had 3 older obnoxious brothers that used to torture me. So since I was 12, nothing has bothered me. And I think that I've been saying for years, and maybe we do this with you, Randy Harris, we need to have a loud tournament. Music blaring, fireworks going, and just people have to learn to swing no matter what. So
absolutely. I don't think you were in any of the Charlie Daniel groups that I had. Were you? Did you ever play with us?
No, but I'm sure that was fun.
Well, it not only it was fun, but my group that I was able to infiltrate and then ended up playing 3 years. We won all 3 years. Dude carried a boombox. I'm like, that's that's what I want to play. That's Happy Gilmore. Come on. You're screaming at a baseball. They're throwing a baseball 103 miles an hour and people are screaming at you. But golf, please don't breathe. I can see you in my backswing.
Hey, don't you remember the light beer commercial years ago? Tackle golf. Remember?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah, remember that? You remember that? That's the way it should be. You should be like waiting to get tackled at any point.
I was doing some stuff with a guy, and you may remember. I don't remember his name. Matter of fact, Matt, I know we've told you this before, but Tom Shea is the one who took the photo of me introducing Tiger Woods and shaking his hand at the unveiling of his website. So
Yeah,
Tom and
awesome.
I go way, way back. But
Yes, we do.
I don't remember this guy's name. He had some kind of golf business on Golf to Bay, and we would play. He was great. He was a scratch. And he once yelled at David Graham because he could see him in his backswing.
Oh, yeah, there's people that get funny about where you stand. I mean, I grew up caddy, and I remember a guy would rattle the change in his pocket on purpose, and it would drive the other people crazy. So, there's gamesmanship out there. And again, you can easily get to a golfer because they expect it to be perfectly quiet at all times, even though you're hearing more music on the golf course, which I like. But I think that's still a sticking point kind of with the older generation. That again, it should be completely quiet. We shouldn't hear music. But again, golf is a game. It needs to be fun. We need to be able to make some noise, and who cares?
I agree with you, and we need to be consistent. We either have to have total silence or get rid of the windmill.
Exactly. Nothing like the windmill.
You got anything, Matt?
Hell yeah, I got quite a bit for Tommy. All right, Tommy, listen. So Tommy Romo just got arrested for a DUI. He was leaving a golf course, and the officer was like, how many of you had to drink? And he was like 0. And she was like, well, you're leaving a golf course. So, I need tips or safety mechanism out there for the guys enjoying drinks on the course and how to be safe, because it looks like maybe they might be targeting golf courses knowing that people leaving a golf course probably have been drinking all day.
Yeah, they're not gonna. What was the word you just used? Focusing. What was the word you used?
Targeting.
Yeah, maybe target the bars. I don't know, because they're drinking when they leave.
Well, listen, there are quite a few events that I've been part of that it scares me. Like, I'm happy when I show up the next day and I see like 6 cars in the parking lot, because that means they've called Uber, or they've called their wives, or they've called their girlfriends, and they've had somebody come pick them up. But that's the safest way. I mean, we say it all the time, regardless of who the celebrity is. They should never be getting caught, because they should they should have somebody driving them, or they should hire an Uber or hire a limousine, whatever. I mean, it's the craziest thing, that ever happens. But I'll tell you, I mean, police probably should camp out near golf courses, especially when there's big tournaments, because a lot of drinking goes on, and it scares me every time I see it.
Well, and that's why, and I know you didn't, here I got in a small fender bender on the interstate today, headed to $1 for training camp. I got sideswiped. The guy decided at the last minute he wanted to get off, even though we're in a lane to go over Howard Franklin. And I made the decision to call the police. He wanted to just swap insurance info. And I go, no, I want to call the police, because this could have been deadly. Yeah, I could have rolled over. Granted, he was in a midget car and I was in a Tundra or whatever the heck I own, but it was just the point. I mean, your recklessness could have killed me. And this guy wasn't drinking. Imagine if they'd been drinking.
Oh yeah. I mean, well, again, it's yes, it's just not safe out there. I mean, and I always say I drive offensively, because I just try to get away from the people that I think are going to get in my way. But I'm sorry you had the accident, but yeah, there's always the knuckleheads on the road out there.
Let's bring it back to why, I asked you to come on. So Charlie Woods, I guess, misses out on a card or winning the tournament or a handshake or something from his dad because somebody screamed. Is that all it was?
Yeah. No, it was actually a camera. It was a camera shutter, and he was doing his backswing. And again, this was the U.S. Junior Am qualifier. So that's what happened. And I think he ended up missing by 2, but again, he's got to, especially him, he should be prepared for anything that's out there. I mean, he's played in some of our regional events with U.S. kids, and, people are always hawking them and they're hawking Tiger and everything. I've even had to apologize to Tiger saying, hey, sorry about this. He goes, it comes with the territory. So the kids should be prepared for anything that's going to be out there because people are curious. They want to see him. I had a guy come out of a backyard one time. He goes, oh, I want to see Charlie. I said, do you know him? He's like, no. I said, well, then just watch him from your back porch. He didn't like that.
Sure.
Again, they got to be prepared on, that, hey, they are, he's a semi-celebrity and he's got to be prepared that, people are going to come watch him and want to take pictures and do all that. So,
all right, so
he needs to be ready.
So you're on the golf course. I won't hold you up much longer. Did you see what I guess it's John Rahm? Is that his name?
Yes.
Did you see what he just did?
No, but I know he talked about maybe trying to save Liv with his own money. That's crazy.
So I guess he was throwing a temper tantrum. I believe it was John Rahm. So if not, I apologize. I believe it was him. And we all do it. You miss a shot or whatever, and then you take the club and you hit the ground. Well, I guess he hit a divot right into a volunteer's face.
Oh, wow. No, I didn't see that.
Yeah, I guess this just happened. And he went over and apologized, and they kind of laughed about it.
Sure,
and, whatever. But temper tantrums, they could be harmful.
Oh, yeah. I mean, listen, I've seen people break clubs and, grew up with a kid broke a club over the cart. It shot back into his arm, and we had to rush him to the emergency room. Wow. So, I mean, and Randy, that leads to my favorite saying in golf. You're not good enough to get that mad.
That's true.
Maybe Tiger is, maybe Phil is, maybe Annika is, but, any of us are not good enough to get that mad.
I don't know if I've ever told you this. I've told this on the air. Golf is the only sport I enjoy.
Yeah, awesome.
It is. And it's basically because of what you just said, because I suck at it. I'll never get any better. If I want to go win a tournament, you and I know how I win these tournaments. I've won 150, right. 200 tournaments because I have you on speed dial. I have Steve Monroe on
the team. Exactly.
Right, exactly. I just go out there. I'm sure you were part of this, by the way. So, Matt, I don't know if I ever told you this. Obviously, John Cerruti and David Graham and Tom Shea, and these guys used to bet on how long it would take to use one of my shots.
Hey, we had a pool going.
They did. So it's the only sport that I'm not competitive in. Whether I'm playing with you guys or I'm playing with somebody else, I don't care. I'll bring 400 golf balls. I go to the PGA Golf Show. I'll get 400 more in January. It's the only sport I enjoy. I just wish it wasn't so damn expensive to play.
And Randy, I like to say the best part of the game is the people. And you guys are part of that because I've met you through the game. And to me, that's my favorite part because it is a game. It is fun. It should be social. It should be never as serious as people try to take it, except for the tour players. But again, it's the people that make the game the greatest.
So Tommy, before you came on the show, Randy and I talked about going and playing golf head to head, Randy versus I. See, a winner takes all.
Can I be the referee?
Hell yeah, you can be.
Right.
So, but
what kind of referee is in golf?
Well, I'd be the rules official. That's the official name.
Make sure he doesn't cheat or take the ball.
Referee sounds better though.
Okay. But going back to the Charlie Woods situation. So I know you don't know about it yet, but I have a training device. Randy's going to roll his eyes. There it is.
Oh my God. We can't have one conversation without bringing up this damn piece of iron.
Hold on. So once you step up on this iron, right? The only iron that matters, you can actually tune out all the distractions in your life. Like you could tune out traffic and tires going by. And
how do I tune you out?
No, but you can focus on just like birds chirping. Or once you activate your sympathetic nervous system, you can eliminate all those distractions where shutter noises from a camera or loud noises wouldn't even affect your backswing. And I can bring it to the golf course. I'll let you demo it, do it, and then go out and hit your golf shots the way you normally do and see the difference in real time. And that's available anytime you want.
I know that stuff works, so I'd love to see it.
I have it. It's on demand. You tell me
when. You can't. But listen, you can't use that in a match against Randy, though.
Why?
No training aids allowed.
I'll even let him use it.
No, it's just
here's what's going to happen, Tom.
Balls,
Tom, what's your handicap right now?
Depends on what day it is.
All right, so on a bad day.
I'll say I'm about an 8.
Okay, you're an 8 before you get on this piece of iron. You're a 12 after. But you'll enjoy the sport more.
My handicap is mental.
My handicap is math.
Yeah,
there you go.
That's
what
mental.
course are you on right now, Tom?
I'm at the Eagles. We're just your timing was perfect. We're on lunch break with campers, junior golfers.
Cool. All right. Well, I appreciate your time. Thank you for explaining that golfers are soft, and we have that now as a clip, so we're going to use it moving forward. And,
no problem. No problem. I'll get my 3 brothers to chime in as well. So.
Oh, that would be awesome. And when we do the foursome, I want to do my foursome against Matt's foursome. You and Steve Monroe are 2 of my 3.
All right. Perfect.
All right. We'll talk to you soon.
All right, guys. Appreciate it. Good talking to you.
All right. Take care.
Thank you.
My buddy Tom Shea. Great golfer.
Can you get a DUI on a golf cart?
Yes.
Really?
Yes.
Like if you're driving a golf cart on a golf course, you can get a DUI?
Yes.
That's insane.
Yes.
Well, because a lot of the courses, they drive across roads, like streets and like actual, roads because of the, way it's designed. So, yeah, I assume if a cop is sitting there like at a crossing, they could just pull you over in a golf cart, right?
Yep. They may even be able to do it on the golf course. If you're intoxicated driving, it's a vehicle, right?
I mean, it's a motorized vehicle, yeah. I mean, I think you can went on a horse, right? Can't you get a DUI on a horse?
Didn't you tell me that someone, wasn't it Elway?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. John Elway, like, allegedly drove his buddy to the grave.
He's gone.
Yeah, he didn't make it.
In the going, gone segment, his buddy is gone.
Fell off the golf cart.
From the golf cart. So, yeah.
Yeah. But did you see the Tony Romo arrest? Did you see his body?
I heard about it. I heard about it.
That's
but
all he wanted to do was call his lawyer, and the cop was like, no, like, you're getting out of the car. Like, because he wanted to know what to do about they were asking for a field sobriety test.
I can tell you what to do.
What's that?
You don't need to call your attorney.
What do you do?
What the attorney would have told you to do beforehand.
Don't.
I'm going to pass.
Yeah, and just go to jail.
Right.
Yeah.
Watch Ron White talk about that when he, it's a skit, so I don't know if it really happened or not. And he goes, I'm not drinking. I don't know. I don't know how many drinks I had. I don't know how strong it was. So the cop says, will you breathe in it? He goes, no, because that damn thing could be screwed up.
That's true. It could be. I mean, or you could have your own breathalyzer like mine here. I have my own ketone meter where I can breathe into this and record my ketosis level. That's the amount of sugar that's in your body, but
whatever.
I mean, I have my own breathalyzer. This is what Tony Romo needed. He could have
shameless
tested.
Plug.
What do you mean? I don't have any
shameless plug.
I don't have any affiliation with this place. But if you don't know your levels, and you don't know your levels, so. But I think they do make those, right? Like alcohol meters where you could actually test yourself before you operate a vehicle.
Yeah, of course they do. They also have them in cars after you've had a DUI. Right. Sometimes they have to be put in, and you have to blow in. I would be okay with that.
And then you have to get your friend to blow into it, like, so you can start the car.
Right.
Like, hey, Billy, come over here. Like, well, not Billy, but like, other people.
So if you're going to have your buddy blow into the car to start it, and it starts, why don't you just have him drive?
No, it's not his car. You don't want to mess it up.
Okay.
I don't let people drive my cars. I never let people drive my cars. Like, that's one thing I don't do. No one's ever drove my Jeep. Except me.
I've barely seen you drive it.
Yeah, I mean,
it's parked because it has this system on the back, and I can teach you how to knock 16 strokes off of your golf game in 3 holes.
But if you just hear me out, like, one, that's going to open up range of motion. It's going to help you with spinal rotation. It's going to allow you to have more whatever. And,
whatever.
Well, now I can't see your face. No,
all right, here. If we do this, we're going to do a 1 club tournament.
What does that mean? Just
one club
for the whole course?
1 club for the whole thing.
So you can only take like a pitching wedge or whatever.
You're a genius. You can only take 1 club.
A 9-iron.
I don't care what club you take. A putter. Take a putter.
Well, how many? You have to tee off, obviously.
Have you ever played golf before?
Yeah.
All right. Then yes, you have to tee off.
I'm not bad at it. I play barefoot though. I'm like Sam Snead.
I play barefoot too. I got thrown off a golf course in St. Pete because I was in flip-flops.
Well, yeah, flip-flops are definitely a violation. But barefoot is natural. It's how you're born.
Yeah, but you can't in this par 3 whole piece of hole of nothing in St. Pete. No, you can't. You have to have shoes on. I have shoes on. No, they have to be, which is ridiculous. It's like screaming. I'm going to scream. I'm going to scream every time you go to putt or you go to hit. What club are you going to use? Do you know yet, or you got to figure it out?
Depends on if it's par 3 or par 4 or par 5. If it's a par 5, I'm going to take a 3-wood. If it's a par 3, I'm just going to take a 8-iron or 9-iron.
Okay. I'll do both. Okay. I'll play you on both.
All right.
You're using the 3-wood.
I'm not bad. I think I'm going to surprise you. I think after that you'll give me a lot more respect. You're like,
no, I'll never give you respect. I'll never give you respect.
But that dude's actually a legit athlete.
I'll never give you. I mean, you've proven me. When we went to some kind of game convention or whatever in Orlando, and the Papa shot, it was fairly impressive.
Yeah, but even though golf's not a sport, I mean, it doesn't take any athleticism to be a golfer. I'm still pretty good at it.
All right, hold on.
It's more like a hobby.
Hold on. I don't think you could play in a golf tournament. Not qualify. I don't think you could play a golf tournament.
And tell me why I couldn't play a golf tournament.
I don't think you could walk 4 rounds of golf in 4 days.
Who are you talking to?
You?
Who are you? You must have the wrong image up on your screen right now. Like, I'm built for endurance, bro. I rode a bike to New York. What do you mean I can't walk around for 4 days?
Riding a bike is one thing. Riding a bike is easy.
I stand for 12 hours a day at the kiosk at a mall on concrete.
Yeah,
like
stand.
I could walk, I could run, I could do it on one leg. I could hop your 4 days on a golf course.
That's what I want to see now.
I could do a one-legged hop. I do all my TSA screenings on one leg.
You've done it once.
I do it every time I go through TSA.
All right, so now you've got to play. You don't even have to play. You have to walk the course on one leg for 4 consecutive days.
I mean, that would be pretty challenging, but I'll do it.
No, you are going to do it.
All right, I'll do it.
And if you do it,
that's what I train for.
If you walk the entire course 4 days in a row on one leg, where you literally have to hop the entire, you can't do it. But if you do it, then I will give you 2 uninterrupted minutes to talk about all the crap you talk about, and I'll try not to roll my eyes.
What will be crazy is that I do it. I do the 4 days, and then you're like, wow, that training he does actually works. Like, that's pretty crazy. So yeah, let's do it. We'll bring our producer. We'll film it for YouTube. We'll make a thing about it. I'll hop on one leg, play with one club.
You don't even have to play. I told you don't have to play.
I want to play. I want to beat you in golf. Like,
no. We're going to do that too. We'll do that as well. I'm just saying, you don't have to play the 4 days because you can't. You will not be able to hop 4 days in a row the entire length of the golf course.
We'll see.
I say you don't get past. I'll give you a little bit of credit. The 3rd hole of day 1.
I can alternate legs though, right? I
didn't say that.
I can hop like left leg all the way down to the green, and then like 2nd hole I can hop the right leg.
I'll do that.
I have to cycle it off. Like,
no, I'll agree to that.
When you do triathlons, you lose the glycogen in your legs, so your legs cramp. So you have to cycle how you use different, like when you get off the bike, when you run, you have to land different striations on the feet. So based on how you land, it gives the muscles a chance to recover actively. So I already have experience doing, cycling and running marathons and that kind of stuff. So this would be no different. It would just conserve energy.
Got a text message from Rick, and Rick said it's the concentration over 4 days that'll be challenging. Which is true. You can't concentrate for 2 minutes. You're going to concentrate for 4 days.
Yeah, why not? I mean, when it comes to discipline, right now I'm in a 66 hours into a fast. You couldn't do a 66-hour fast. You don't have the discipline to like weather the storm, to go through the pain, the hungers, the temptation, the habit of eating, the addiction of eating. Like you couldn't do a 66-hour dry fast like I'm doing.
I don't know if I could or couldn't. I've gone 2 days without it and haven't tried. I didn't do it because I was trying to do it. I did it because I was busy. I was in Vegas. You know, we have stuff in the morning. It's nonstop, and then I'd get back to the house and I'd go to sleep. So I don't know if I could do 66. You're right, but I have done 48.
It's like it's all here. The discipline, and any fighter that tells you to do a weight cut when they go through their fight camp, it's all mental, right? Like
all right, let me just say something to you. Since we are on the YouTube channel, we are on the Facebook channel, but we're also on the Tan Talk Radio Network. You just said it's all here, but people that are listening to the radio don't know where here is.
Oh, it's all in your head. It's all mental. You know, champions are won between the ears, right? Like they talk about it in every sport. It's not so much the athleticism; it's the mindset of the game. It's so yeah. But if you can master that, I mean, if you can be disciplined when it comes to nutrition, you can be disciplined to anything. If you can master your mind, you can control your life, Randy. That's the superpower. Mastering your mind to control your life. That should be a T-shirt. Actually, that should be a slogan. Put that on a T-shirt.
All right, I'm texting Billy Q right now. Let's hope it's the right link. It is the link that I think I sent to Tom Shea. We are having some issues. There's too many rooms in our stream, so we might have to get rid of some of those. But interesting. All right, so I do have my good question. Rick also sent Texas Tech is charging $10,000 to do a fantasy basketball camp. Would you pay 10 grand to be in any kind of fantasy camp? You know, I've done a bunch of the Phillies fantasy camps. I did it through the media, so I didn't have to pay for it, so that worked out well.
No, but I don't do anything fantasy. I don't know how people have time for that life. I mean, I'm so busy in real life. I don't have time to like play fantasy football or fantasy drafts or pretend this and pretend that. Like if I'm going to pretend anything, I'm going to do it on Broadway as an actor. Like I'm not going to, maybe in Hollywood, I'm going to pretend to be something I'm not, but I don't have time to like play fantasy, watching other people live real life.
So you wouldn't do any kind of fantasy camp?
Hell no. Never. No.
Don't ever say never.
I mean, I wouldn't even do it if they pay me to do it. Like,
yes,
maybe I would. Maybe I would. If
you
pay me, pay me to do it, I'll do your camp.
I guarantee you, if they comped it, you'd do it.
Comped
I guarantee it.
What do I have to do? Like, what's the detail? Like, what do I have to do? How long is it? Every week for like?
No, it's like a week long.
I mean, I'll do it for a week.
It's not a fantasy football league. It's like a fantasy camp. You go and play like you're in the major leagues. Like I did the Philadelphia Phillies fantasy camp. There were 6 or 8 teams. They were managed. They were coached by ex-Philadelphia Philly players, Larry Boa, Greg Lazinski, yada, 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 yada. And you play games. I mean, real baseball games.
Oh, so you actually play the game. Oh, I would do that. Yeah, I would do that because it's a real sport. I would do that. Yeah.
So what fantasy camp would you do for $10,000? Is there anyone? I mean, there's not one I would do. Not for 10 grand.
There's not one?
There's not one. I wouldn't pay 10 grand to go. I wouldn't pay 10 grand for anything.
Yeah. I don't know. Baseball would be cool. I mean, football would be good. I mean, football would be cool. I still think I can throw a football 50 yards. I know you guys don't think I can, but I believe I can.
Well, 9/10 of it is what you believe, not what you can do.
But I think I could be a pretty good quarterback. I think that would be fun. But no, I would do that. I mean, if you want to comp it, we could go out there and do it. Kind of like the Fanatics, like they had that convention right up in New York recently, and they were all doing different events. And
all right, very similar. All right, enough about you. Let's welcome back to the program. It's been a little while. Billy Q, what up?
Hey, what's going on, boys? How you guys doing?
How are you? You must be real excited about what's in the very near future.
Yeah, man, I can't wait. It's been I just got done wrestling. I'm heading back now. Thanks for making the time for me. Yeah, man, I can't wait. It's been I've had my ups and downs in the UFC, but it's been a long layoff since I had knee surgery last year. So I'm excited to just get back there and do what I do best.
Talk about the layoff and what that has done for you mentally. Matt's big into the mental and all that kind of stuff. There's been talks, with the show. Is it time to move on? Is it time to? And after a break, not as long as you've now been in, it rejuvenates you, right? It's like, it's been a grind, but because you've been away from the actual fight, you've been training. Talk about the year and a half.
Yeah, absolutely. You said it best that it definitely rejuvenates you. And, coming off the loss to Cub Swanson in Tampa, obviously heartbreaking, but, right after it, you don't really know, like, oh, man, like, what do I want to do next? That could have been it for me. I could have just retired right there. But, after a while, especially having knee surgery and, coming back gave me a purpose to really bust my butt and to get my knee back to where I wanted to be. And I didn't want to go out like that. I didn't want to go out with the loss to Cub, especially since I was having a lot of success in that fight. So that hunger and that motivation to get back to 100% and get back to work and get back to the UFC, it's a dream come true. And I always think every UFC fight, there was a time when, before I was in the UFC, I would have given anything just to have one UFC fight. So I go into every fight and I think about that, like, dude, this could be your last UFC fight, but guess what? You get to fight in the UFC. So it's a blessing and I can't wait. I've had a great training camp so far and I can't wait just to go out there and handle my business.
Before I throw it to Matt, what's harder for you mentally, training for a fight or training one of your fighters for a fight?
I would say it's just different, right? It's, walking out with one of my guys who I've worked with, it could be just as nerve-wracking as, when I walk out for myself, because I put a lot of time and effort into most of my guys. And so it's, when I walk out there to fight myself, I know I can handle myself, and I know it's all up to me. Like, I'm going to get the job done or I'm not going to get the job done. But with my guys that I'm training, I get them prepared for it, but then I have to sit on the sidelines and watch. So you'll always have a little bit of doubt, like, oh man, did I train enough? Did I do enough here? And then you get that same feeling like, did I work with them enough? Did we go over everything? But at the end of the day, like, I always go into fights with a lot of confidence because we have such a good team. We have such a strong team now. Everyone's got each other's back. So I go into my fight with a lot of confidence, and I go in with a lot of confidence with them too. So it's about the same in that sense.
Okay.
So Billy, talk about the knee surgery. Like, what kind of techniques were you using, modalities to rehab to get your knee back to strength? Were you doing blood flow restriction technology or any kind of new therapies that are out there?
Yeah, we were doing a lot of that. I was doing a lot of about 9 years ago now, I had ACL and meniscus surgery on my left knee, and then my right knee, the one that I just had last year was just meniscus surgery. So it was a lot like I was hoping it'd be a way easier rehab process. It really wasn't, because it's still your meniscus takes a long time to heal because there's not a lot of blood flow, like you just mentioned. So I did a lot of the rehab stuff that I did the first time around, where it started off with a lot of like hot and cold therapy. And that led into a lot of like little small movements, like, working just with like the Airdyne bike. And then that led into, more power training where I was like lifting, but it was like all stable. And we did a lot of like cold plunges. We did a lot of blood flow. I got like the compression boots that I use pretty much every day. And then I kind of eased into the martial arts training, like kicking, squats and deadlifts, doing my sprints. And then slowly but surely I was able to spar again. So, I was very lucky with both the surgeries. I had a lot of people that have already had the surgeries. So I basically just got as much information from them as possible. and I used the information that they had and put it into my own rehab process. So both times I had a really good surgeon, and Dr. Grant Garlick right here in Tampa. He did both my knees. He's done a bunch of guys that I know. He did a tremendous job with the surgery, and I definitely put, I had the surgery like a year and a few months ago, and they usually say it's like a 9-month recovery. So I took a lot of extra time just to make sure I was 100%.
Great strategy, man. It's great.
Talk about that you're enabling to eat more now, moving up in weight class. Talk about that transition.
Yeah, it's been great, man. It's and a lot of times at 145, I was stressed out the whole training camp, just worried about making sure my weight, making sure I was within, a few pounds of being able to cut down to 145. And yeah, it's been great, man. I've been loading up a lot, like every meal. I got a lot of protein, been able to eat a lot of carbs even this week, going into fight week next week. And I'm right where I want to be for the weight cut. So part of me is a little worried that, I was worried at first that like maybe I'm not big enough, but the more I think about it, like I'm still going to have my speed. I still have a lot of power, where right now in training camp, this is usually where I feel depleted. I feel completely fine. I'm still wrestling hard with the bigger guys. I'm still doing my jiu-jitsu, my grappling rounds. I hit harder than I did at 45. And the biggest thing is, when I actually make the weight, I'm not going to have to drain myself completely. And a lot of times I feel like I wasn't getting back up to my normal self, where I think at 155, I'm going to be as close to my regular self, and I'm going to be completely hydrated and prepared for that, that size difference that I think might be there.
Before I ask you about your opponent, something that hit me, I'm sure I don't listen to other interviews. I don't follow other people. Whatever comes out, comes out. I happened to be flipping something, and I saw a GSP talking about something. I've never thought about this. Matt, this is the question that hit me like a brick. Okay. I'm curious, as a fighter, have you ever trained for an eye poke? Have you ever covered one eye to see, to put yourself in that position for a fight?
Yeah, it's funny. We actually years ago, and I know you were saying Matt's really big into like the mental training. Years ago, we actually did. We have this coach Eric Parker, who I'm still good friends with. He's been to all my fights, and he's just a really smart guy. And we did a couple different trainings. So we did one where we had an eye patch on, and we would spar, and it was really sketchy. And then we did one training where we basically had like a medicine ball in one of our arms, and we basically simulated like having like a broken arm. Right. So we have done training like that. It's I'll admit I didn't do it for this training camp, but I've been in the fight game long enough. I've been kicked in the nuts. I've been eye poked. So luckily I have the fighter IQ now where I kind of know how to act when those things happen. One of the worst situations that happened to me was when in the Burgos fight, he did a good job. He was kicking my lead leg, and I couldn't even put any weight on it. So I've dealt with things like that before, and it's all part of the fight game, man. It's one of those things that if it happens, it happens. And I just like to think that I'm prepared enough. Like I try to prepare myself to beat anyone on my worst day. So if something like that does happen, I like to think I'm still in, I still have the mindset and the situational awareness where I can still go out there and beat someone, even with an injury like that.
I got you. Final one from me. Talk about Diego. What do you know? Does it matter? Do you need to know much about him? Is it more what you're going to do on next Saturday than what he's bringing?
Yeah, it's a little bit of both. I like to do my research. I know we both beat Kyle Nelson, and I know I beat Alex Hernandez, and he just lost to Alex Hernandez. I know a good amount. I remember watching him when I was getting ready for the Kyle Nelson fight, because he had already beaten Kyle at that point. And I've just seen him fight. He's one of those guys. He's been around for a long time, and he, he's getting a little bit older, but he's really good everywhere. he's a black belt in jiu-jitsu, but he also likes to strike. He will wrestle, but he also likes to strike too. So he's very similar to myself, where he's very well-rounded. He's a veteran of the game. He's got good fighter IQ. And, he's fought everyone. He's fought the best of the best. He fought Dustin Poirier. He beat Anthony Pettis. He beat Michael Johnson. So he's beaten some really good guys. So it definitely motivated me a lot for this training camp, knowing that, he's a game fighter and he's gone out there and beat some really good guys already in the UFC.
Well, I'm glad that we were able to help your drive. I know you just got there and stopped. So go ahead and you end it, Matt.
So Billy, so since now you're parked, I got this car phone, the old school car phone. But you get to call out one person from history, alive or dead, real or fictitious, to step inside the octagon against Billy Q. Who's getting that call?
Oh man. So they always ask, like, who do you fight? I think right now, like, obviously it would just have to be a massive name, because obviously I'm a prize fighter and we want to get money. I'm thinking the cage would be it'd be an easy fight. I think would be like a Floyd Mayweather. And I know he needs the money because he's going through it right now. So Floyd Mayweather payday, Conor McGregor, obviously that'd be a good one too. Those would probably be, like, just off the top of my head, the biggest prize fights. Get my manager on the phone and see what we could do. So those would definitely be good ones for me.
I appreciate that it's not a call out to me, because you keep getting my mail at your house.
Every time I see it, I'm like, oh man, I'm still in the system for getting Randy stuff. And I always wait a day or two for you to message me, and you're like, hey man, can you grab that for me? But it's no big deal. I don't mind.
It's funny. Good stuff. Billy Q, thanks, buddy. Appreciate your time, and looking forward to next week.
All right. Thank you guys so much, man. Appreciate y'all.
See you, brother.
Take care. He's the best, Billy Q, hanging out with us. So I won't say who it is, but it's one of my sponsors, and they continue to send my box to Billy Q.
Wow.
And Billy Q's like, Randy, your box is here again. Randy. It's pretty funny.
Bills Mafia, Billy Q, big Bills fan. What do the Bills have to do this year to get over that hump?
Make or break. I mean, this is a make or break, really. I mean, for a lot of those quarterbacks, for Buffalo, for Cincinnati, they're talking about who's the best quarterback and who's this and who's that. We'll talk more about football, over the next couple of weeks. Training camp officially opened today, and big stuff planned. For Knockout Radio, the return of the Players Show. Got to decide, is it the Players Show or the Players Show? Which is it?
Well, I mean, if you're going to have one player on, it's a singular. If you're going to have multiple players, it's a Players Show. But
okay, thanks, genius.
I mean, I don't know.
I think it's the Players Show. So I'm going to have the same player every week who is going to bring a teammate every week. So it's the Players Show.
It's the Players Show. Yeah,
can't wait to announce it. I really can't. I'm trying to get all the ducks in order and all that kind of stuff first. But how about, that was the question. And yes, Billy has trained. And I'm going to assume a lot of these fighters have trained with an eye patch, because you don't know until it happens.
Yeah.
You won't feel the pain, obviously, by just having an eye patch over, but you could get, that depth perception difference,
100%.
And all that kind of stuff. So I'm like, holy crap, I've never, ever thought of that until I ran across something. All right, so we've got about 12 minutes. So you want to do Going, Gone now, or do you want to do it after Hitman Harry comes?
Whatever you want to do. I'll go. Let's go now.
All right.
Got
So
nothing else to do.
4 names. Going, Gone. This is coming from Rick. So
All
I
right.
took a picture of it. Some names, like I said, I may know. Some I may not. All right, here we go. Number 1. Yoko Ono.
Who? Yoko Ono.
Do you know who Yoko Ono is?
The ice speed skater? Wasn't he the guy that did the inline speed skating?
Yoko Ono was John Lennon's wife.
Oh. Damn. What? I mean, that didn't answer my question, though. Wasn't speed skater? No.
We're talking about Yoko Ono.
Who's the speed skater for the Olympics? Like the little fast like the little circle track, and they just go really fast. And they put their hand on the curve and they spin around. What's that guy's name?
I don't know, but it's not Yoko Ono.
Okay, all right, Yoko Ono. Okay, Yoko Ono, I'm going to say is alive.
She is alive.
Yes.
You're correct. 93 years old.
1-0.
All right, so you're going to get this one. You're going to get this one. Rick's trying to help you. He's kissing up to you right away. Gene Hackman.
Gene Hackman is dead.
Yes.
Killed by, he just got murdered.
No, he didn't.
No, it wasn't. It was the poison of the carbon monoxide, right?
Yeah, or whatever. But yeah, you're thinking of Rob Reiner.
Yeah, Rob Reiner.
How about what just happened again? And we'll get to what the third one in a second, where Eric Bieniemy, who is a coach in the NFL, left and then came back to Kansas City, and his son allegedly shot his mom.
Yeah, that's good. Well, they say crime happens. It's the people closest to you, right?
That's why I push everybody away. I don't want any of that stuff around. I talked to Rondé Barber about John Gruden and him are going to be doing a game together. They're going to be doing the Kansas City-Tampa Bay game. Big ups.
Apollo Ono. That's who this speed skater was. Yeah. And I'm going to say he's still alive.
Number 3, Marvin Hagler.
Ooh, Marvin Hagler is dead.
Marvin Hagler.
He's gone.
He's gone. Marvin Hagler's one of my favorite boxers of all time.
I've seen his car in the museum at the International Boxing Hall of Fame up in New York. We stopped at the museum. They had the ring there. They had his car in there. Like, yeah.
What's his legal name?
I don't know. Marvin Hagler.
He legally changed his name to Marvelous Marvin Hagler.
Marvelous. That's a great nickname.
Well, that was his nickname. And I knew this because, again, I went to Brockton to watch him just run down the street when I was in the military station in Boston. So he wanted to, Marvelous Marvin Hagler. Well, some wouldn't do it. So by legally changing his name, that is his name. It's kind of like Pat Summerall. Pat Summerall changed his name to Pat.
Of a point after attempt.
Right, because he was a kicker, and it would say like point after Summerall. So by changing his name to Pat, it would always say Pat Summerall. I got a cease and desist order from him.
Did you really?
Yeah, I did. I used to call my show something, and I guess I can't even say what the name of it is because he'll come back, if he's passed away. Maybe he'll be in the Going, Gone segment, and I don't want to give it away because I don't know. But I got a cease and desist from him that I wasn't able to use the name that I used to call my radio show. And then, of course, I've got a cease and desist from the NFL as well. All right, so what?
You're doing something right.
Yeah, for sure. All right, the third one, his name is Akio Morita, AKIO Morita.
I mean, what was his history?
He co-founded a company that changed how Americans listen to music.
Man, that's.
Okay,
I mean, this is just a random shot in the dark. So I'm going to say that he is gone.
His company was Sony.
Okay.
78 years. Died in 1999.
Yes, that's 4-0, baby.
So I think you're full of crap that you didn't know Ozzy Osbourne was gone.
Well, I really didn't. I didn't even know.
I don't believe you.
But like I said, I kind of felt like he was already gone for all those years, just mumbling on a couch. Like he was already gone. But
see, I just want to correct you on a couple things before we go to Hitman Harry. That's not fair to say because, and I've already brought up my mom a couple times who has dementia. We would have a conversation, and 9 seconds later, she wouldn't even know that we just talked. But I knew that we talked. And it's tough to go through, but no, she's not gone. She's definitely here. And same with, Ozzy's mumbled for 40 years.
Right. I wasn't he the one that created COVID? Didn't he bite a bat's head or something on stage and then spread the COVID to people?
We just got the producer back. You want him to leave? That's his boy. I'm talking bad about his guy.
I'm just asking. That's what I heard.
Well, no, he bit the bat so long ago that then they hit it. Is that what you're saying? They invented this and then hit it. We can't say that because then something bad could happen. Okay.
No,
So, all right.
4-0 in the first segment. Look at that.
All right. Rick, make him harder. No names that he's going to know because I think he's full of garbage.
Well, when you said like the music, like it was, the founder or whatever, like I figured music's been around such a long time. If somebody found it, a new way of either doing vinyl records or CD or compact disc or laser, I figured then at some point they wouldn't be here anymore. So that was why I went that way.
Well, I'm glad that you had a reason.
Yeah. I don't know if I like this version of me. I feel like I'm not really animated in myself right now.
You know what I'm afraid of? Speaking of you, I hope I don't turn into you next week.
Oh,
there is a good possibility of it.
And what is that? What are you doing next week?
Next week, we are going to have one of the founding members of Earth, Wind, and Fire on.
Oh, there's only 3 of them survived, right? There's 3 of them still alive.
Well, Maurice is gone, so he will never be in the Going, Gone segment because you now know. I believe it's the drummer who will be on next week. And the only time, to the best of my knowledge, I wasn't quite like you were when Lou Graham was on, but it's the most nervous I've ever been during an interview when I interviewed the 3 guys, the 2 brothers and Philip Bailey. And I was like, it was nerve-wracking. I've enjoyed them. I like their music. So next week, Earth, Wind, and Fire conversation coming up.
Nice. Oh, yeah. It's cool. And what about Lou Graham? Isn't he coming to Ferg Sports Bar?
Lou Graham, Gene Simmons.
Are you introducing him? Are you going to?
We're in the talks.
Yeah. I mean, he invited you. He told you to do it.
Yep.
So
yep. I went down to talk to Mark yesterday and conveniently just missed him.
Okay.
Well, yeah, that always happens.
What was there something about the sports bar there? Is the trails going to go through, or there's some kind of update or renovation he's working on to make the Pinellas Trail connect through his sports bar? Is that what I heard?
I don't know.
Okay.
The trail's up by Tyrone Boulevard in St. Pete. And then goes all the way up to, I don't know how it comes, around or anything, but I don't know. I'll talk to Mark in the next couple of days.
Nice.
And work out a lot of the details. But big names are coming to Ferg's. Yes, it's the #1 sports bar, was voted the #1 sports bar in America. But, people are like, it's not Lou Graham coming. It's a cover band. It's not Gene Simmons. And then I started to wonder. Now, I forget who's opening, for Gene Simmons, but, a big performer, Lita Ford, who'll be at Epcot, on their music tour and stuff. So I'm like, come on, it's Gene Simmons. You really think Gene Simmons is coming to Ferg Sports Bar? So I went to Gene Simmons' website and checked his tour out. And guess what the answer is?
Yes.
Gene Simmons is coming to Ferg Sports Bar in January. I'm like, come on.
It's crazy.
The 3 brothers, the Wilson brothers have performed there. Mark is, one of the newscasters on one of the local TV stations.
Sure.
Is it Patrick that's the movie star?
I think so. I think it's Patrick.
And then I coached either Pat or the other brother. I don't think it was Mark in Big League Baseball, back in the day.
Okay.
So for whatever all that's worth.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's good. I mean, that's huge. I mean, for St. Pete, that's Mark's Sports Bar. I mean, just Ferg's to have that kind of talent coming through is insane. But he's done a great job.
Yes.
He has the wellness retreats there. He built the outdoor venue, and in a time where a lot of historic places are closing, like Quaker Steak and Lube, Biff Burger, a lot of those bars / event centers are closing by the day. Mark seems to be going the other direction. He seems to be really thriving, even with the uncertainty of the Rays and the new stadium and the gaslight project or the gas plant project. There's so much uncertainty, but he stayed in the, weathered the storm and is thriving in it. And couldn't happen to a better guy, man. The guy works hard, deserves everything he has.
And I think that's, very important for when and or / if the Rays do move either to Hillsborough County or outside of the Tampa Bay area or whatever. He needed to make that more than just a sports bar.
Yeah.
Because, that was the whole thing. It's the Trop across the street. It's the sports bar. Yeah, but it's got to be more than that. And he's always worked on that with the outdoor dog park. Now with the bands that are coming in, and they've done the axe throwing, and they do a lot of cool stuff there at Ferg's. So for him to continue doing that. All right, we are waiting for what?
No, and just the fitness side of it, like the wellness retreats and the yoga and like the group fitness like that they do there. And I'm going to pat myself on the back for helping St. Pete.
Yeah. Don't wait for somebody else to do it. You may wait a while.
No, because St. Pete was a heaven's waiting room when I got there. In 2007, that place was a morgue and people were just waiting to die. They were waiting to expire. And so I brought like fitness from Colorado. I brought the healthy pizza and like the lifestyle and the triathlons. And I really put that city on a map globally with the pizza diet. From St. Pete, Florida, the pizza diet, the fitness, so I take great pride in the way that the city has changed and evolved over the last 15 years. Even though I don't live in the community now, currently, I do take a lot of great pride. So every time I see the pier full of like people doing yoga and fitness and cold plunges and ice baths, I take a lot of pride in that. And I'm proud of this city, man. I'm glad to see where it is now.
You done?
I'm done.
Okay, good. It's all because of you.
The
city made a complete change all because of you.
Tell me who else was doing that kind of work back then. I'll wait. Go ahead. I'll wait.
No idea.
I'll wait.
I didn't know you did it.
I brought receipts. I have documentation, bro.
I didn't know you did it, but thank God we can move on from talking about you to talk about our favorite sport, combat sports. Hitman Harry's on with us right now. Very excited to have him on.
How are we? Here, I'll put this up straight. What's going on, gentlemen? How are we?
We are fantastic. More importantly, as a New Englander, how are you? Because of what's about to go down in about 5 weeks at Fenway Park.
I'm doing fantastic. I couldn't be more grateful, and it's just such a surreal opportunity. I'm super excited about. So it's all coming together right now, and I can't wait to get there on fight night and let it all fly and be on full display when it comes to the fight.
So I always bring up, I've covered BKFC since BKFC 1. I've covered the UFC since UFC 1.
Yes,
fights are fights. I get it. Fights are fights. I asked the guys that fought at the White House, and they're like, well, this is a little bit more than just a fight. It's at the White House. As a New Englander, I was stationed in Boston. One of my first 2 dates with my wife was Fenway Park, a Yankee Red Sox game.
Let's go, dude. I love it.
It's got to be something more than just a fight. It's Fenway. I'm going to call a good friend of mine. His name's Carlton Fisk, because you're going to fight at home plate. We need the catcher from the Red Sox there as well. It's got to be more.
Pretty unreal. Yeah, that would be unreal. But yeah, I was a season ticket holder from like 2004 to like 2008. So like me and my dad and my brother used to go to all the games, and every season, it kind of like died out right around like when Damon and everybody left. But I always grew up just, enjoying the fact that I got to go sit at Fenway Park, let alone now I'm taking the field and get to fight there. It's a whole different, perspective and opportunity. And I never thought I'd be one of the ball players, you know what I mean? And here I am now becoming a face in BKFC. And sooner or later, I hope, I keep my eyes on the prize, but I'm going to see myself being the world champion next. So, we're going for that world title, and Kai Stewart's in for a big night. So I can't wait just to let it all fly.
We'll talk about Kai in a second. I'll throw it to you in a second as well, Matt. So, whenever we watch combat sports, Las Vegas is the fight capital of the world. I was born in Philadelphia, the Broad Street Bullies, all that garbage. Boston is also a fight town. So I told this story earlier.
Town, baby.
Real quick, I was stationed in Boston.
Yes,
I was there a couple days, or it was my first day. I don't remember. I got off the train at Maverick Station, and I saw a fist fight. I've seen fist fights before, But then I heard a guy go, I should cut your effing throat. I'm going to take your ear instead, and sliced his ear off.
Wow.
That's the fight game in
Wow.
Boston.
Wow. Yeah, in Boston. I've gone on St. Patty's Day parade. I got a funny story for you. This is like 10 years ago. I got into a brawl on the train coming home from the St. Patty's Day parade. I ended up knocking 2 guys out. Actually, this is where I got this scar right here. A guy hit me with a ring on and split my eye open. And I had blood. You could see the bone. It was crazy. I never got stitches either. I just kept putting Vaseline and Band-Aids on it. Finally, it closed up and healed up, but I still got this mean dagger in my eye right here. And, yeah, Boston's no joke. We're a title city, so when it comes down to throwing down, you know we're going to be there.
It's a badge of honor, right? It's like the cauliflower ear.
Exactly. You got to wear it. You know what I mean? If you're going to be the character, you got to wear it.
Exactly. God, Matt.
No, I at your press conference, I thought you said that. You're like, look, this is Boston. Like, I'll punch you and knock your teeth down your throat.
I'm fucking coming after this kid. Yeah.
It's just part of the culture, man. Like, it's not even like, you don't even, it's ingrained in your DNA. I mean, it's just part of the culture, right? Just like when you
we
like
grew
that
up, like I used to, like in Haverhill, especially because I'm like 45 minutes out from Boston. I'm more in the Merrimack Valley. Still, dude, we used to travel like 40 minutes to like an hour across town to go fight the other middle school kids. And I mean, like from like, hold
on. I got to ask, were you a middle school student at the time or were you an adult?
I was a middle school student at the time, fighting other middle schoolers that we had like beef with. So like how Haverhill works is there's 6 other middle schools, and basically like everybody ends up meeting up at the high school. So we would like have enemy lines with other middle schools, and we used to travel across town to go fist fight other kids. And whether we were fist fighting under the bridge or it was just like crazy scenarios in the backwoods or whatever. You know, this is like the beginning stages of like lighting fires when you first get your first lighter, and like we'd have a fire, we'd all sit around and be like, we're gonna go fist fight these kids, and we'd let it all fly. And it's how we grew up, you know what I mean? It was gritty, it was tough. And I mean, my first fist fight was probably when I was like 6 years old. Like a kid was we had one of those crazy psychopath kids in the neighborhood that would like kill animals. And I remember one day he was slamming a turtle on the road, and I picked the turtle up and I sprinted to the pond and I threw it in the pond. And right when I turned around, we were just throwing down. It was like, I was like 6 years old, dude. And it's just like, you can think back on it. That's how I was raised. That's how I was brought up to scrap. So it's like, how I look at Kai is, those guys in the backwoods over there in Montana, like they grow up tough for sure. You know what I mean? Obviously gritty, and obviously he's worked really hard to have 9 wins, 0 losses. But it's like you play this alter ego, you play this character. I'm just being me. This is just who I am. I grew up fighting, so this is just nothing more than like it's just an organic, natural Harry the Hitman Gigliotti all the time, every day of the week. So it's like, on fight night, it's going to be the same guy that you saw yesterday, and that's just going to be flicking that light switch on, getting ready to beat this kid's face in for that world title.
Matt, we have a new member of Knockout Radio. He's one of us.
Dude, it's
awesome.
Listen, it's hilarious that you talk about busting in like travel ball, like with t-ball or baseball or football. You're like, hey, we're going to bust in and like beat up this middle school and like create a whole league. Right? Just load up and just
dude, I mean, at the end of the day, I grew up playing hockey too. I think my first hockey fight was like pee-wee hockey. Like, I mean, I was probably like 12 years old. I was the goalie. So it's like I'm skating across the ice fighting and stuff with my goalie pads on. It's like you don't really see that, other places, unless it's like, obviously, you can give like New York, Philly, New Jersey, and then it's New England. Like, it's only like the East Coast that's really tough and gritty, I've noticed, you know what I mean, that really are down for the cause. Unless you come from like the hood in the West Coast and stuff like that, we're just built different. We're a title city, you know what I mean? So we stand on business.
All right, so you've said some great stuff about the East Coast. You're from Massachusetts. I'm from Pennsylvania, Philadelphia, the fight city.
Yep.
What about soft people, soft upper middle class from Indiana? What do you think of them?
I don't know, man. I didn't really like the Colts when Peyton Manning was on them. You know what I mean? But I mean, I think.
Listen,
what is this guy over here?
I'm from Indiana. I'm from Indiana. Like, he's trying to set me up over here. Like,
look, you're trying to get me a fight before my fight already.
Yeah.
I like it.
Well, I would love that. Don't you need a new punching bag or something? We'll send Matt up there.
Hey, I need a new sparring partner. I'm getting all my guys out of the ring. You know what I mean? So,
there you go.
Join up.
What,
Get in my camp with me.
Let me ask you this. What's your attire going to be? You know, you're going to wear something Boston-ish,
I got a Red Sox style. What I was wearing yesterday at the press conference, the Hitman jersey, it's like the Red Sox style. That's going to be my walkout. And then I got some sick trunks, crocodile leather. I got like lightning, like ripping through it. It's all red and white and red, I should say. It's the Red Sox colors. So the attire is going to be all centered around Red Sox. My logo HG on my right side of my chest is going to be red like the Red Sox and all that too. So pretty much everything's going to be Red Sox attire.
Very cool. All right, so let me throw this out real quick. Yeah. We're streaming on all the social media, but we're also on FCC radio, so I got to be careful with words that we can't say.
Okay, yeah, I'm sorry about that.
No worries, because I
runs off the tongue sometimes, too natural.
Well, and if I didn't say it, it was going to run off after you answer this question. Talk about Kai. I mean, is it real dislike? Is it dislike to sell the fight? Because I have a problem when people do it fake and it's just to sell the fight.
Yeah. So like, I respect him because I mean anybody that can go 9-0 and you know go for 6 world titles back to back, that's extremely impressive. You know what I mean? But like he calls me a B-lister coming over from BKB, and it's like I was the 3-time world champion. I crossed the pond and fought all those guys from Wales. I fought Callum Skane, he's from Wales. I fought Joe Fitzpatrick, who's from Ireland. He's from what's it called? Ireland. One of the spots on the north side. They're owned by the UK. Long story short, it's like I fought all these traveling fighting men. You know what I mean? These guys grew up in Pan Americans and fighting over at the Commonwealth Games. And the Commonwealth Games is bigger than the Golden Gloves if you really look into like boxing and in the UK or in Europe. So it's like I have pedigree, man. I've fought in some of the best guys in the world. In boxing, I competed against Bang Williams, Tiger Johnson. These kids were all national prospects and Olympians, and I won a regional New England title, and I won an ABF Atlantic title. So it's like I've always taken the tough route in fighting. Like so, this is, and it's like I feel like they've kind of handpicked and like marketed him because BKFC. I mean, bare knuckles is a fairly new sport, so it's like. At the beginning of his career, you can kind of pick and choose. Now he's kind of at the point where it's like it's evolving. You got all these new guys coming over. You got a ton of different boxing styles, MMA styles. Some people are going to be one-dimensional, and I just think he's one of those guys that was one-dimensional and awkward, and then got away with it for a little bit. But it just takes a guy like me to come in there, dissect that style, and I think on Fight Night you're going to see something different. Like it's like this is the evolution of BKFC and bare knuckle fighting, and it's just I can't wait to be a part of it. I'm always me. I play the hitman, but it's Harry Gigliotti at the end of the day. I think that King Kai, crap is all just a facade. It's an alter ego, and on Fight Night, it's going to be a different night.
Okay, Matt.
All right, Harrison. So I've got this phone here. You're probably a little too young to remember what a home phone was.
I know what a home. I'm 31. I'm 31.
I just turned 50, so before you beat me up
I
in sparring.
I saw pagers and I saw flip phone the Nextels back in the day where you could walkie-talkie it. Come on now.
All right. So look. So you have this phone, you can call out one person from history, alive or dead, real or fictitious, to step aside the square circle against you. Who's getting that call out?
Ooh, like.
Anyway,
honestly, just to share the ring, I'd call my cousin. He's dead. Jeff the Hellraiser Fraser. I'd actually call him to be in my corner more than anything because I lost him. A big thing of mine is suicide awareness. My cousin committed suicide. He was on the season 1 and 2 of the Contender Series. Was a super good prospect. Battled some, had some tough calls in life, and definitely battled some secrets that he was dealing with, whether it was from addiction or just mental health and stuff. So I'd love to share the ring with him because he was the first guy that dropped me with a body shot back when I first started. So it'd be pretty cool to share that ring with him. But more than anything, I'd like to have him in my corner for one fight and just wish he could see that and be a part of it.
With that being said, if you look at the bottom of my name on the description, it says the head trainer at Knockout Radio. It's a double entendre.
Yes, sir.
I'm in the mental health space. I'm in the neuroscience space.
Yeah.
I work with a
Yes,
mental
sir.
health foundation, the Holinsky Hope
Yes, sir.
Foundation. So what are you doing? Who are you associated with? Are you doing anything proactively in the mental health to help prevent suicide?
I'm not associated with anyone. I just get I get the suicide awareness patch. I represent in every fight.
Oh, yeah.
Mental health. I'm a big advocate when it comes to that. I always give that a shout out. It's just because, like, we're fighters at the end of the day, but we all deal with different things, anxiety, different forms of depression. We get highs and lows. It's part of the fight game. Especially when you lose. Like, it's a lot of people that claim to be your friend or fan. Everyone turns their back when you lose. It's just a fact. Like, not many people that said they were there are going to be there. It's just a reality. So it's like, I think a lot of people that my cousin Jeffrey, expected to be there at his low weren't there. And that kind of, like, it just hit him different. And in reality, it's like, you should be calling your friends. You should be calling your family. You should always stay up to date because you never know what they're going through mentally. And it's like, I as one that I've gone through highs and lows, especially in the fight game. It's just, life's short, and you should always, take it upon yourself to call the people you love because you never know what they're going through.
100%. And, I went through something not too long ago, and a friend of mine told me, you know what the number one killer of American males are? And I'm sure it's not just American and not just males. It's pride.
Just bottling it up. Bottling it up. Yeah. Yes, sir. Absolutely.
And, however we can help you, God, I'm sorry.
No, well, so like
no,
lose,
finish.
No, win or lose, you got friends in us. You got resources in us.
I love it.
Always.
I love it.
Isn't there a song? Isn't there a song? Isn't that a Disney song? Isn't there a Disney song? You got a friend. All right, whatever.
You got a friend in me.
Yeah. But
Toy Story.
Real talk, man. Like win or lose, in or outside the ring, you always got resources here. So like you're never alone.
Yes, sir.
And this whole thing about mental health and erasing the stigma is that everybody goes through it. No one's immune to it, and it's all about building that network and building your own netting as a safety net. When you fall, there's people there that actually care and can assist you.
Having positive influences around you, the people that matter the most, and you know what? Not trying to hide from it. Like I always try to face it forward. You know what I started doing when I always feel that anxiety, that all that heaviness laying on you. I go on runs a lot now. I do a lot of just being in the gym helps me, but I like to go on runs when I'm stressed out and I'm overthinking, and you go through that rigmarole no matter what. Anybody that says they haven't is lying. You know what I mean? It's just a reality, like you said. So you're right, though. I do think it's a lot of that pride and bottling it up and not facing it in front of you. You know what I mean?
Right,
face it and fight it. You know what I mean? But you know what I mean? The biggest thing is talking to people and surround yourself around positive people. That's the key to it. So I definitely stand by that.
We all need to come up with, and you said it's to go for a run for you. For me, there's a song by Daughtry called Gone Too Soon, which is about his writing partner's stillborn child. My son had a stillborn. And whenever I'm really down in the dumps, or whenever I'm at the high of my high and I'm like, I'm kicking ass and I'm doing great, that pulls me down, or the song pulls me up, because there's always things worse. There's always things. And the one thing I will promise you, because a lot of fighters, and we do a lot in the NFL world, I call or I text right after a fight, more after a loss than after a win. I'm like, hey, just thinking of you, just, because I know what it's like not losing well, no, I have been knocked out before, but that was in high school. It wasn't by a middle schooler. It was by a high schooler.
Hey, that counts. That hurt the ego a little bit,
I don't remember where Matt lives, and we've been together for 20-some years, but I remember exactly where I was in high school, what step I was on when I got knocked out for talking to this guy's girlfriend. But anyway, so well, you're definitely part of our team. I'm looking forward to Fenway Park. I will call Carlton Fisk. I'll see if I can get him to come out to it.
Dude, that would be sick, yo. That would be crazy.
I promise you I will reach out to him. I don't know what's going on. I haven't talked to him in a little while, but we will definitely do that. Hopefully we can get you back on before the fight. After the fight, we do Victory Wednesday. Sir. We want you as part of Knockout Radio moving forward.
I love it. Thank you, guys. Thank you so much.
All right, Harry. Thanks for your time, sir. Talk to you soon.
Thank you, guys. Thank you for having me.
Take care. What a good dude. That was awesome. So our new best friend, our new best fighter, getting on a train to go fight in middle school.
I'm like creating a travel league for like fighting middle schools.
That's
like,
awesome.
It's epic. That's could you imagine that? Like, oh, what do your kids do? AAU basketball, like travel volleyball, travel? No, we do like travel fighting. Just load up a bus and pull into town and just start knocking out people, and then get back on the bus and go to another city.
You know, I hate when we have great conversations like that, because I fight myself because I don't want to root. You know, I still don't want to root. Kai's been on the show before.
Yeah.
We didn't have a conversation like that, but Kai's been on the show before. But yeah, what a good dude.
But you don't expect that kind of answer. You know, when I'm asking the phone question, you know, I'm expecting like a fantasy fight, you know, someone from history, you know, old school, or a cartoon character, the Incredible Hulk, or the whatever. But you know, when it gets to real life like that, you know, and then mental health comes involved, and you know, nobody's immune to it. All of us go through it.
For sure. You know who else? You know somebody else that's going through all that right now, and he has been for quite some time. Sean Strickland.
Yeah.
Have you seen his latest?
It talks about not joining the UFC, right?
He's telling fighters go elsewhere.
Right. Yeah.
That's really good for your bosses.
Yeah, it's not smart if you want to keep employment.
But here's the thing, and here's the problem, and I've kind of correlated it to this story. Years ago, there were two players on the Tampa Bay Buccaneers that both had a driving incident. I think they might have had something in their system.
Okay.
Don't know, don't remember. One fell asleep at a red light. The other did something else. One got cut the next day. The other one played that weekend.
Mm-hmm.
So when you're Sean Strickland and you are the champion of the world, two-time champion of the world, there's not a whole lot you're going to do. There's not a whole lot of things you can do. Here's a dilemma. I'm going to make a 180. Anthony Smith. Are you aware with Anthony Smith?
I know he just got arrested for domestic violence, threats, terrorist threats, and something else.
I believe, and kidnapping.
Oh, damn.
You know, we can all assume what all that is.
Right.
What should be done as an organization?
I mean, he's a commentator now. He's on the panel. I mean, he fought his career, and then he just kind of transitioned into the next chapter of it. I mean, this probably ends it. I mean, if we saw Dustin Poirier lost his Bud Light sponsorship immediately, you wouldn't.
Did Dustin? Hold on, because I don't know it when he did. I don't know if he did. But if he did, was that before or after Dustin Poirier called it poison?
That was before he called it poison. So he lost the sponsorship. Then when he was on an interview, they asked him about the sponsorship. He said he already lost it. That was cut immediately. As soon as the video came out, Bud Light separated ties and distanced himself. And then he called it poison on that podcast.
I'm just curious. And I've talked to Dustin before. He's done the radio show on Radio Row. One of the Thug Jitsu guys under Eve Edwards, my brother from another mother. Really my son from another whatever. Pretty convenient to rip an organization that has been paying you, and once they cut you or fire you, now it's crap. Now it's poison. But it was okay when you were getting paid. I'd be curious, if they didn't cut ties with him, would it still be considered poison? Or is it okay because he's getting a paycheck?
Not with $300,000 still coming in on the deal. I think he would happily accept wearing a Bud Light hat and shirt and
commercial and all that.
Yeah.
Again, does that hurt credibility, whether it's Dustin Poirier or anybody else?
Of course. Yeah.
The answer's got to be yes, right?
Of course. If it's authenticity, if you're not living what you preach or using the products that you endorse, then it's just a money grab.
Like a Subway sandwich.
Yeah, like good old Tom Brady, just pretending that Subway is good. But look, that's the problem that happened with Subway. They put all their marketing into one guy, and that guy turned out to be a pedophile. So their whole brand as a franchise, as a chain, plummeted because they put all their marketing into one human. And so then they try to diversify it with like all the pro athletes, like the Steph Currys and the Tom Bradys and all the top NASCAR and, but I think Subway took a massive hit. I don't think they'll ever recover from that.
This might be a stupid question, and typically this question would be coming from you, Matt, and not from me. Which personality hired by Subway caused them more damage? Was it the pedophile who may still be in prison? I don't know.
I think he is.
Or was it the soccer player?
Oh, by far is Jared from Subway.
Do you think so?
By far. I mean, at one time, his Q rating was higher than
not
Tiger
his.
Woods.
Not his. I'm not talking about him. I'm not talking about him. I'm talking about, you mentioned Subway.
Right.
And I would be curious, because I don't know many people that stopped going after Jared. I do know people. I'm not saying that people didn't. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying I don't know anybody personally that stopped going to Subway because of Jared. I do know people that stopped going to Subway because of the soccer player.
I mean, if we had a producer on the show, we could probably look up like sales stats of Subway's, shares, value, franchises, number of stores opened. You have a history. There's a track record. You could probably look and see when he got arrested, how everything collapsed for that brand. And that's why you saw a lot of companies stop using human spokespeople to promote their brand, and they start going to characters or animation or AI now, because it gives them control, because humans are going to make mistakes. Humans are going to be humans. So and officially from the chat line, your producer stinks. So that is officially, looks like we won't have that data to look up later anyway. But at one time, Jared from Subway, his Q rating was higher than Tiger Woods or any other sports athlete on the planet, meaning he had the most marketability and the most reach of anyone. So that's all I'm saying.
And I'm saying it differently. I'm not saying about Jared himself. I'm saying about the company that he endorsed. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, but you're talking about like Rapinoe. You're talking about the women's soccer. Like, I think she's such a non-factor. I don't think anybody even cared about what she did or what she stood against her. I don't think anybody even really knows who she is. Okay. Like on an episode of Gone, I would say she's probably gone because she's irrelevant. Can that be an answer too? It had to be like no longer breathing. Can it just be like no longer gone, as in no longer relevant, no longer of a person of interest, nobody cares? Can that be part of this challenge?
No, moron.
Okay, so just hypoxia of the brain, like when their brain no longer has oxygen and they're medically dead.
Exactly.
Okay, so all right, then she's still here.
I did forget to announce after the first 2 hours. We tried it last week. We're trying it again today. We're going through. We're running commercials on the Tan Talk Radio Network. We'll continue to talk through those breaks on the Facebook pages, on the YouTube channels, on all our other social media. Things are about to get interesting at Knockout Radio.
Okay.
So some big stuff in the future. New studio coming. We're continuing to work on that. Already starting to look at it's LA with the Super Bowl coming up. What?
No, I was to say, since we're going back to talking about the suicide, a former NFL player, Jordan Devey, who won a Super Bowl with the Patriots, speaking of Boston, died by suicide last week at age 38. Thoughts on?
I mean, there are no thoughts. You know where I stand on suicide, and you need to ask for help. I seriously think that, I can't say all, but most people that go through with it are not reaching out. Nobody knows. Be a pain.
The reports that he was, with a dancer, not ballet, but a different dancer, 4-day bender of cocaine usage. Have you seen any of those kind of reports come out about it?
I don't understand what you said. A dancer, not a ballet dancer. What does that mean?
Like a stripper. Like apparently he spent like 4 days on a bender with some girl.
All right, so he's not a dancer. He spent time with a dancer.
Yeah, right. But does the suicide change your perspective if it was if they're so out of their mind, like, with drugs and alcohol or whatever they were doing, and then he in that crazy takes his life, that's different than like just deliberately going to your car and pulling a trigger or whatever, right? I mean, is there a grace period in there, like where if you're so inebriated or so just out of it, and you do take your life, does that change your mind on suicide?
I don't think so. I mean, I'd have to think about it a little bit, but it's like playing Russian roulette. When we met with a guy, we won't say his name. He said, if there's 50 glasses of water, and if you drink one, you get, I don't remember what he said, $5 billion, whatever, but 2 of them have poison. Would you do it? That's Russian roulette, right?
Yeah.
No, I wouldn't do it. I know my luck. You'd end up with some piece of memorabilia, and I don't want that to happen. So no, I'm not drinking any water. That's not going to happen.
I just wondered the circumstances, because some people. I mean, I've been blackout drunk before. I've been to a place where I woke up, I didn't remember what I did. Like, the dude, where's my car kind of scenario. Like, oh crap, like left my car in a different city. So I've been in those drunken, crazy scenarios before, and like where.
We're being told that not to say the word suicide anymore. It's now called unliving.
Oh, really? Unlived.
Unliving. Unalive. We could say unalive or unliving.
Going, unaliving. That's in there. Wow. Unaliving.
Yeah, okay. Unalive.
We got to be politically correct.
That we definitely have to do. I'm going to wait until we come back to the live on the Tan Talk Radio Network, and then I'll reach out to Stephen Asplund. Let's see, what else could we bring up? I wrote a couple other notes down.
Oh, I got one. I got a good one. I got a real one, like not a BS.
A real? See, I've learned there's real, there's post, and there's stories. I've started to do Instagram.
So 10 bell salute, deservingly so, possibly for this one, for the co-owner of Empire MMA, Gary DeFranco, who passed away suddenly, age 47. So on the Instagram or Facebook, some of the UFC Violent Bob Ross went on to talked about Gary was a great guy. Prayers to the family. Misha Tate, former champion, rest in peace, Gary. Many prayers. Life is too short sometimes. Cody No Love, always a real one with the dove flying. Kevin Galscolm chiming in. You will never be forgotten, Gary. Rest in peace, bro. We love you. So MMA community lost a big one. So rest in peace to Gary.
Ditto.
Did you meet him? Did you know him?
I don't think so. But there's a lot of people that I don't remember names. I have to write yours down, and because you've shortened it, it's easier to remember now.
Yeah. But the tough week for the MMA community. I mean, if you see, Anthony Smith in the headlines, and you see allegedly like maybe Julian Lane's in some trouble. I saw like a clip earlier today that he might have some illegal issues coming up. I mean, who knows, man? Like it's sad, right? Isn't it sad to see, because the sport's already hard enough as it is.
Life is hard enough. Life is hard. Right.
It is. But it's hard when you try to, we worked so hard over the years to make these combat sports legitimate, right? Not barbaric, not street fights, not animals and this barbaric industry, but actually make it a profession and make it credible and legitimate. And then you see the stars who made it so in, mugshots and headlines. It's just hard. I mean, we saw with Dustin Poirier, and we've seen that with Anthony Smith, and the list goes on and on. So just sucks, man.
But I think it's unfair to say what you just said, because there's issues, there's fights in streets, of non-MMA fighters, of non-NFL football players. So I just hate when they're like, well, it's because they're a fighter. They're pulling the sport down. It's a barbaric this. I mean, there's issues with everybody. There's talk show hosts that have been in fistfights. Yeah. There's talk show hosts that you got choked out for calling somebody the wrong name. I mean, things happen. So, to say, well, because they're an MMA fighter, they're a bare knuckle fighter, they're this or they're that, that it makes the sport look bad when it happens all the time. There's domestic all the time. There's fights all the time. It's awful. on a regular basis, it's awful. But to drag, well, they're an MMA fighter. They're a UFC fighter, which I'd rather you say an MMA fighter than a UFC fighter, especially when the person's never fought in the UFC.
That's the crazy part about it. And then when you look back, you know, if you ever were a fighter, it's kind of like the Marines, right? Like once a Marine, always a Marine. Like if you've ever been a professional MMA fighter or UFC fighter and you get into trouble with the law, you could be retired, you could be onto your third career, your third business or whatever you're doing now. And then they bring back the headline for UFC star or legend, right? It's
Legend.
It's crazy how they just try to get clickbait and make the story a lot more grandiose than it is.
Right. No, 100%. And it bothers me because it could be anybody. I'm just talking to Stephen Asplund right now, who will be coming on momentarily, who also fights next week. You want to take a wager? Okay. You want to make a bet with me right now?
Sure.
Just because this is how it happens. So when the UFC is not always in America, Canada, we've been able to do. Hey, stop that. You know, we get UFC fighters, we get the list from Media Day.
Okay.
And I tell you, normally we get it on Friday. Sometimes we get it on Monday. A few times we get it on Tuesday. I'm going to tell you right now on Wednesday names that'll be on it next week. You ready?
Yeah.
Billy Q and Stephen Asplund. That's my prediction. Because we're talking to him today. They'll be on the list next week, which will be fine. But I wanted to get him on. I wanted to catch up with him. Talked to Steve, a couple months ago? Wasn't Stephen Asplund a couple months ago?
I think so. It seems recent. I feel like
it seems recent, and it seems like forever ago.
It's true. That's kind of the
inside the distance coming up too. Let's see how the two of you are going to butcher those names.
Oh boy. Did you watch last week?
It was in Abu Dhabi, right? Yeah, it was Abu Dhabi.
It was an early.
I was on a cruise. Was I able to see it? I don't remember.
I didn't see it. It was, I think, a Saturday, like at 1 o'clock.
Well, it's always Saturday, but
well, no, but like a 1 o'clock start time, I think.
Yeah, I think it might even have been a little bit earlier, but I can't remember. I know I followed it. I might not have seen it, but I followed it. How'd your boxing thing go?
Boxing was good. I do have a question for you. So Mike Perry, who's fighting Dylan Dennis coming up.
I can hardly wait for that brawl to happen. Over under 2 brawls.
What do you mean?
Over under 2 brawls.
2 brawls in the stands or in the back?
No, involving Mike Perry and Dylan Dennis. I'm going over.
Yeah.
There'll be a press conference. They'll be at the weigh-in.
Yeah.
They'll be at the face-off. Yeah.
Yeah. No, we had a situation Saturday night, and it was a Mike Perry kind of thing where he, one of the fighters listed his girlfriend or wife, significant other, as a trainer. So she's in the locker room, only female in the locker room, a bunch of men. The opponent's on the other side of the curtain. So it's not like separate locker rooms in different parts of the arena. It's just one shared room. So, there's a situation where the gloves were brought in. So the fighter on, let's say, the red side, he wanted to wear gloves that match his outfit. It's color coordinated and it's all about the style, the shoes, and the outfit match. But in order to wear your own gloves, you must provide the same gloves for your opponent. Or if you don't, the opponent has to sign off that it's okay that you don't use the promoter's gloves. Well, fighter in the red corner wanted to wear his gloves, didn't bring a set of gloves for the opponent. And so the other side said no. They're like, no, you're going to wear the same gloves the promoter gives both of us. That's the rule. That's what we're doing. And then the girlfriend got involved and it got heated and she was, back and forth. And then the red side corner calls her a biatch. And so now fighter who's going to go out and fight is now mentally having to make tough decisions on defending his girl's pride, her honor, she wasn't letting it go, and it just got really ugly in the back. So your thoughts on bringing your significant other into your fight camp in your corner, because it's an easy target. I mean, the whole game is to take you out of your mindset, your psyche, to distract you. And then, of course, fighter loses. His girl, was involved. He lost the fight. Who knows if he lost the fight because of the distraction 2 minutes before they walked the ring. So your thoughts on female spouses being in the corner of the locker room?
I don't have a problem with it, and we'll continue talking about that. But our guy's back. I know that he had some things going on. All right, we won't go into anything unless you want to. But everything good today?
Oh man, as a step in the right direction for sure, and I'll be getting my baby soon. So I'm
Awesome.
beyond grateful.
Awesome. Well, we were thinking about you, and I didn't know if you were going to have time to talk to us. So we won't go into that details. That's your personal life. We wanted to check in. You're back in the octagon next week. How are things, and how are you and that little girl doing?
Oh man, I'm on top of the world. I get to see my best friends today, man. No, everything's been blessings on blessings. I've been beyond grateful for every opportunity I've been given since then. The Vitor fight, I got to learn a lot about myself. I learned a lot of lessons in that fight, unfortunately. And with that being said, I'm coming to attack next weekend. Little baby girl is doing so good, man. She's growing so fast. And it's kind of surprising the leaps and bounds she's growing in. So, no, life has been good. My wife's doing well. Our pregnancy's going well. We got a baby girl due September 31st.
Oh.
So, yeah, life's been crazy and busy, but I'm blessed. I'm so grateful.
I didn't know that, which that means another pet, fantasy pet has to be sent for the baby that hasn't been born yet. We'll get the fight out of the way because we need to talk about it for a second. Thoughts, your upcoming fight, and I always say this: does it matter who you're fighting?
If I suppose it doesn't, but I'd be remiss if I said that it hasn't in the past. My last fight, I was very invested just because of the way that everything had happened with Tommy prior. And I believe it was the fear of what I was going into. But this fight, I decided that I will never allow someone else to pull me out of my fight game again. And this time I plan on going out there and doing what I do best, being
Ironic, because that's what Matt and I were just talking about before you came on. There was a fight that he was a commission for, and the one guy got the other guy out of his fight game, for whatever reason, and we didn't go into much details. I'll give my opinion on it later, and how important it is, because I was one of those guys in the softball world. I was the instigator. That was my job, and I'll tell you this real quick. So I would catch, and I would stick my glove over home plate. So you're batting, imagine batting, and you're looking down at my gloves there. So then the batter would turn to the ump and go, make him move the glove. And they're like, well, no, but if it hits, if he hits my glove, then you get first. I'm doing it to get in your head, dude. Now you're looking at the glove and you're grounding out and stuff. So how important, how tough is it to block that crap out, like you just said, and not let those things affect you?
It's easier said than done for sure, right? I can tell myself everything leading up to this fight. I'm the best in the world. I can stand and bang with the best. I can wrestle with the best, whatever. But when it comes to the fight night, and I don't know if I'm only speaking just for me, if there's other guys that can attest to this, but geez, Louise, the peaks and valleys that come with this game are so insane. Because I'll tell you right now, this morning I felt like I was walking to my death. I'm going to end up walking to my death next weekend. And then right now, I feel like there's not a chance in hell that Guillermo finishes me or beats me. In regards to, the own game thing, I think it's just confidence, right? I mean, it comes with the territory. It comes with experience. I'm walking into the octagon for my 19th fight next Saturday, and I've only been fighting for coming up on 5 years, I believe, 5 or 4 years. Been a lot of experience in the last couple of years, and I don't believe Guillermo has as much as me, and with all due respect to him, I don't think he's fought the guys that the same level that I've had to throughout my whole career. So I think rewatching that Vitor fight and just kind of reminding myself, because I watched the Vitor fight and then the Sean Sharaf fight back to back, and I was like, man, look at what we can do when we are not afraid, when we're not bound by fear. Just a little bit of extra courage will go a long way. And I think with that loss out of the way and me already getting my first taste of defeat in the UFC, I'm ready to just go out there and have fun, man.
Before I throw it to you, Matt, and this is just coming from a fat, old, non-athletic guy at my age. I used to be, but
Shit,
not
if
anymore.
You're fat. I'm fucking disgusting, dude.
He said trucking. He said trucking. It was the T word.
I'm sorry.
Next week is important, but today's important. You know, what happened today, what you're going through. So even if bad things happen, you know, everything in proper perspective. We've been talking about mental health all week and, you know, not getting to that level and stuff. So I'm just stressing today, what you're going through in life is more important. And I see you smiling about it, which means things are good.
Yeah.
You'll handle next week. Just relish in what's going down in your life right now.
You're not wrong at all, man. I appreciate those kind words a lot. It's hard. There's been a lot of things specifically over the last 7 days that I've had to face and deal with. And, you know, you're not wrong at all, Randy. It's things in life are good right now. I'm blessed to see another day. I'm alive today. I'm ready to go have fun. And I'm just, thank you. Thank you for that.
Go ahead, Matt.
Hey, Steven, what's up, man? So,
what's up, handsome?
What's up, baby? It was good. Hey, so Randy's against tattoos. He doesn't have any tattoos. There's no, but I gotta say, man, that neck tattoo is hard as I can't even say what it is. That's one of the dopest. That's one of the dopest tattoos I've ever seen. Tell us the meaning behind it, man. Like, I mean, different owls have different spiritual meanings or power, protection. But what's it mean to you?
Well, thank you so much for the compliment, first and foremost. It means a lot. I went through a lot of pain for that one. That being said, so I have like half of my family's native, like actual native. Not, you know, our grandmother was a great, you know, our great grandma was a Native American princess. So I heard my whole life that owls are a bad omen, right? It means death. Death is looming. And they're also a sign of protection amongst the native culture and certain whatever tribes and stuff. But I heard it as a negative form my whole life. So, especially when I started fighting, I wanted you to look at death across from me. Every time you see me, you're looking at death, you know, and that's I don't know why I decided that. I don't know why, but it came to me one night in a dream, and I was like, "Fuck it!"
He said, "Truck it."
I have real bad night terrors, and I feel like that's another thing that kind of fuels me and helps me. But I had a dream that I was in hell, and I woke up, and when I woke up, I stood up, and I'm, you know, surrounded by a fiery landscape, and the only thing I could see was this giant owl, you know, a couple 100 yards out. And as I walked closer, it got bigger. And I looked death in the face in my dream. I said, you know, like I'm a man of God. You know, I stand my life by God, and I live my life for Jesus Christ. And for me, that was just like an epiphany. You know, I don't know why, but it was. And now everybody's got to look at death in the face when I'm standing across from them.
I'm going to say that's my second favorite neck tattoo.
Who's the first, Randy?
There is my favorite neck tattoo is the president of the Knockout Radio fan club, Shane Grossman, has the Knockout Radio logo tattooed on his neck.
That's so sick. How much did you guys pay him for that?
Nothing.
He's giving you a hard time.
He wanted to do it, and I kept saying no because I'm not a big tattoo, blah, 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 blah. And he finally forced my hand, and he not only has one on his neck, he has one on the front of his hand as well.
Oh, yeah, you got to love it then. At that point, it's like, no, I'm a fan now.
Exactly. So how are you going to get through the next couple of days? I guess you go to Vegas, on Tuesday?
They got me flying out Monday morning, surprisingly enough.
Okay.
Yeah, so I'm headed out there pretty early. I'm going to get a lay of the land. I feel like Vegas is my home now, you know. It's my second home, especially having to fight two out of the damn towners. So, you know, I'm going to go out there. I reached out to Roy Country Nelson. I'm going to see if he's going to allow a fat kid to come get beat up for a couple of days and just work with those guys. I have somewhat of a friendship with Strickland, so I'm going to see if he'd be down to get down for a day or two and just kind of bounce my opinions off of, you know, guys with a little bit more wisdom and just get my mind right, man. I don't have to cut 25 pounds before this fight, thank God. So that's huge. I mean, I made a huge mistake that last fight, just being too comfortable and not doing enough throughout the winter. I thought that my weight was going to be fine coming in. I stepped on the scale, and I I'm pretty. You guys know me. I'm pretty candid.
Chucking right. Chucking right.
I thought I was going to be good. When we got down there, I ended up stepping on the scale. I was 283 when we got down there. I ended up putting on 2 pounds throughout the next 2 days. So the day before weigh-ins, I had to freaking cut 24 pounds. And it was just a huge mistake. I had done that prior with Raiden Kovacs at LFA, and I beat the guy. So I was like, oh, we can do it again. Like, what's another one? And you can't do that with some of the best in the world. So
sure. All right, I don't want to hold you up. I know that you're trying to get back into the car, but Matt, tell Steven a little bit about where we're going to send him next week. We're going to send him out to John XD. Tell him a little bit about it, and if he has some time to go check it out.
So my boy John XD runs the Osteo Strong Lab out in Vegas. Bone density, so it's time under tension, force driven. So it's going to help strengthen connective tissue. It's going to help make your punches more impactful when you land them. But he's also going to help you with hydrogen and like inflammation of cells, and so you can just recover and perform optimally inside and outside of the octagon. And speaking of performing inside the octagon, I do have an old home phone here. And so if you were going to call out one person from history, alive or dead, real or fictitious, to step inside the octagon.
I'll pay you to say Matt.
Against you, who would you want to call out and why?
Oh, man. Real or fiction? Okay, so I'll give you 2 answers then. Fiction, I'm going Lobo, man. Lobo's the unkillable demon from the DC universe, a scary, bad mofo. That'd be fun to go in there and get tore up by the supernatural being.
Okay.
And then I think real, man. I already made a comment on an interview yesterday, so I might as well say it again. I heard there's an ex-fat boy that was a champion coming up to heavyweight. And I think I want to run at him. Yeah, as long as I get through Guilherme, I think Jamal Hill would be my call-out.
Oh, I like it. I like it.
I think I respect the guy a lot as a fighter, and he just came up to the heavyweight. If I get through Guilherme, God forbid, or Lord willing, everything goes well, everything goes to plan, I get a finish in emphatic fashion like I want to. 100%, give me that fucking give me that truck in light heavyweight, man. I'd like to get a champion on my resume, whether I win or lose, but I'm pretty confident that that'd be a fun fight for the fans at the very least.
Awesome. Let's go with that. Yeah. I want to get you in the car. I know you're uncomfortable in that long sleeve shirt. I can tell. Thanks on short notice jumping on. I'll call you later tonight and get you all the info if you want to go check out that gym.
100%, man. That would be amazing. Thank you guys so much for that offer, and thank you so much for your guys' time and just the love you guys share with me, man. I can't tell you enough how grateful I am for our relationship. So thank you guys.
Steven, one last thing before I let you go. So Lance Armstrong, he was considered a cheater because of all the steroids and things he did to win. But it was really the EPO, the red blood cells. When you get to John's lab, he's going to have you on a device called the PEMF mat. It separates red blood cells so you get more oxygen internally. It's going to help you perform at higher levels. And it's all natural. It's all holistic. So you're not going to get popped like Ozemir did but injecting EPO. You're gonna get the benefit holistically, naturally, so you can just perform optimally inside the octagon. So I'm excited for you to go out there and meet my boy. He's doing some big things out there in Vegas.
You guys are way too good to me, man. I can't say thank you enough. Seriously, like that. Truthfully, that means a lot, and I will 100% be taking you guys up on that.
You are part of Knockout Radio from last time until the end of time. Enjoy the week. I'll give you a holler later today after the show.
Hey, I truck and love you guys, man. Thank you so much for your time.
You're the best.
Let's go.
Take care, man. All right, that is just absolutely awesome. I love that guy. You meet somebody right out of the blocks, and it's like you've known him the whole time. He sent me a video of his daughter playing with the fantasy pet.
That's cool.
It is. I mean, it's
bro. What a hard ass tattoo, though. I mean, and the reason behind it's even more epic.
Yeah,
I mean,
no, that's the best. It still drives me crazy that I didn't jump in, because Shane has the tattoo on the side of his neck. I wanted it there. I wanted it Undertaker style. I wanted it plastered. And he's like, well, all you had to do is tell him, and he would have done it. That'll never happen again. I'll never get the old Knockout Radio on somebody's
maybe I'll get the Knockout Radio here. Like, I mean, just get the whole cage around the neck and then the logo in the center. I mean, it's that's a hard tattoo. That owl, like that's.
How bad do you want a piece of memorabilia?
Oh, really? I gotta do that to get the Oscar Schmidt.
No, I'm not saying I'm going to give you the Oscar Schmidt.
If Oscar Schmidt ends up on Going, Gone, I already know the answer.
Well, yeah, so he won't be, and neither will Oscar Schmidt's mom.
Yeah, rest in peace.
Yes.
What
a good Steve is so awesome. I mean, he truly is. He makes putting up with you for 3 hours bearable.
Yeah, it's hard to put on my own self today because I'm not in my own right mindset.
Had some things he was doing for the family, with his daughter, and I didn't know that his wife was pregnant. I meant to. Dang! I hate when there's a question I want to ask, and then I forget because the conversation. I never call them interviews; they're conversations. I wanted to ask him. I've always wanted to go to Mall of America.
Oh yeah.
And a lot of times I want to do something so bad, and when I do it, I'm so let down. Is it worth the trip to Minneapolis to go to the Mall of America? It's a mall.
It is if you go with me.
All right, then I'm not going.
No, because one, we can go to the Mall of America. It's cool. It's awesome. It's huge. Two, Rip Santa's up there, so we can go to the pizza shop, hang out at the Rip Santa.
Well, I don't need you then if Rip Santa's there.
And three, you've got the soundproof room experiment where you go into the decibel, minus decibel room where you can hear your tendons and your heartbeat and people just freak out because it's too quiet. So we could do all that in one single day.
I don't understand too quiet.
I mean,
hold on. How can too quiet be quieter than quiet? It can't.
I mean, they say it's like a negative decibels. But if you think about hardened criminals, the only way you can punish them is isolation and solitude, right?
Right.
This is the same experience, isolation and solitude, except because it's so quiet in there, you can hear everything internally, every creak, every sound, every heartbeat, every things that you do not have experience to. So people freak out. The record. I don't even know. It's 48 minutes or something. That's the longest people have ever been able to stay in that room.
So you can hear your heartbeat, not
everything.
feel it.
You
not
can
feel
hear
it. You can hear it.
Hear it. You can hear everything. Apparently, the average is 45 seconds people can last in this room.
If that's the worst part, hearing your heartbeat, I'm pretty sure I could go over 45 seconds.
No, man.
It may drive me a little insane. I don't know if I could block out the dun 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 dun. But I don't know what else would bother me. I mean, peace and quiet is what I want. I want peace and quiet between noon and 3 on Wednesdays.
But talking to Steve Shea, or and talking to everybody about how mentally you have to check out and you have to focus and eliminate distractions. That's really what I've been mastering with the GNAT recently, how to eliminate external noises and distractions in real time, and I have it figured out. I've got the protocol, man. I got to bring it to you, Randy. You got to try it. But it's crazy. You could be in a busy parking lot or a busy highway on Gandy, and the cars going by and all the distractions, helicopters and airplanes, and you can literally tune it all out and focus on just one thing, whether it's waves crashing or a bird chirping or whatever. And to have that kind of mental focus and discipline to do it on demand is a superpower. It's going to migrate into every sport. You're going to see this, what I'm doing, what I'm building, the protocols I'm putting together, you will see implemented in every sport at the highest level.
I fell asleep. Sorry.
I'm just telling you, it's that good. But anyway,
Inside the Distance coming up momentarily. Get some odds. I'm back in America. I can put some bets down.
How was your trip, though? How was the Margaritaville Sea?
You know what the funniest part was? Seriously. So I went on my phone because I had internet access, and I'm wherever I'm at, and it says Gulf of America.
That's the best.
It's just hilarious. It's so stupid. Either one is stupid. Who cares? I don't care either way. I truly don't. But the trip was good. The food was decent most of the time. I did put a post up if somebody could guess the piece of meat that I had, and not a single person guessed it. It was pan-seared prime rib.
Oh, okay.
Not sure why you would pan-sear prime rib, but
I think pan-seared to lock in the flavor. I think that's why they.
Well, it locked in a lot of things. I'm not sure it was flavor that they locked in. Looked like my shoe, but the steakhouse is phenomenal. The burgers that they do, phenomenal. The pizza was on point. It was all definitely good stuff.
Speaking on point, we should talk about the return of Berlanga to the win column. He won by TKO in his fight this weekend up in Madison Square Garden. So shout out to Edgar. Since we are a combat sports show, might as well.
Oh, absolutely.
Boxing.
Yeah.
So
what else boxing wise you got?
This weekend is the annual conference over in Orlando for the boxing conventions or the commissions. We have our training and continuing education seminars, and usually a lot of pro fighters come out. A lot of legends.
It's also the National Card Convention.
Oh, is it?
Fanatics was a week or two ago, and it's the National Card Convention. Ryan Wessner took a couple of my ghost rights. How about they're now grading the ghost rights?
Yeah.
To make them more valuable, and some of these are just insane. I mean, I really have the itch. It was so much fun opening up that box. Hoping to get another one that we can do during the Players Show. But right now, we're going to kick off our Inside the Distance with our expert, Jared. What up, dude?
What's up, fellas? How you doing?
All right. I know you're excited about this fight card.
I'm always excited. If there's fights, I'm happy. I can't complain.
Okay. Well, obviously, they're not in the States, so we didn't have any of the fighters from this week. But just so you can be prepared for next week's list, since we had two of the fighters already on for next week's fight, I'm pretty sure that's who they're going to send us next week. So we just talked to Billy Q. We talked to our new best friend, Steven Asplund. And I'm looking forward to both of their fights next week. But what's I know that Steve wanted us to start in a certain order, and I don't remember which. So where do you want to start?
We could go. Let's go through the card. I mean, I think we should have enough time if we keep it paced well. We can start at the first fight of the night.
Go at it.
All right. Let's see what we got. So
you could have started with the biggest name you can't pronounce.
Yeah. Let's go through real quick last week. I want to recap a little bit from last week. So I went ahead and just went through the bets or the fights that we did talk about. So just to keep it consistent and also be transparent here when we're breaking down fights and there's predictions. So Sam Patterson came through. He had a second round knockout. Unfortunately, my two bets that I placed on that was under 1.5 and him to finish or him to win. So that kind of messed it up a little bit from that side. Luckily, I did take it straight as well, but I gave out two bets on that. So the under 1.5 missed by 30 seconds. The under 2.5, if you were willing to pay a little bit more money, did hit. So, yeah. Did I lose you guys?
No, we're just letting you talk.
All right,
you're the star. You're the man in the middle.
All right, just making sure. Oh, it's okay. We can expand it. It was just me, so I didn't know if I lost you.
Yeah, no.
So Volter Walker, which I hope Matt took. He told me he was going to. He got a round one submission. So he went for the heel, missed it. Everybody was calling it a calf slicer, but I don't know if it actually was. Some people are calling it like a hamstring slice. I don't hamstring pull. I don't know enough about it. So either way, it was a first round submission. On Hard Rock, you can't take it by a particular submission anyways. So that looked good. I think I'm glad I placed that. I'm glad we talked about that because that's what he said he was going to do. So he's a man of his word. The Dulatov fight, Islam Dulatov, got canceled last minute. Wasn't a bad thing from a betting side because there wasn't too many angles on it, but we did talk about that fight. So we can skip through that. Steve Erceg, I ended up, it was kind of like a 50-50 fight. I said, I think we talked a little bit about seeing pathways from both fighters to win it. Erceg ended up getting knocked out. I believe it was the first round. I would have to double check. Yeah. So he got rocked. That's why I always bring up durability concerns when you have guys like that throw. It only takes one to rock somebody, and their game plan goes completely out the window. So at the time of the fight, I did place a really big bet on that under. So I didn't give that out, so I don't want to talk about that much. But I did lose a little bit on Urseg. Magomed was another bet we took, or I talked about. It was a very dominant performance. I mistakenly got a little carried away and took him under 3.5. I thought he could have easily done it in under 3.5, but he decided to do it later in the fight. Lost a little bit there, but overall it was a dominant performance. I thought Guzkov looked like he was way outmatched in that fight. He didn't even seem like he had a game plan. Briefly talked about Abdul Hussein. He looked good. I mentioned Cody's durability wasn't looking that great, so he ended up finishing that fight in the 3rd round. Axel Sola had a great fight. He looked fantastic. That was one of the fights we mentioned. I would take a look at weigh-ins. I did end up going on the Sola side, so that was a good look to wait until weigh-ins and something like that. Even though Bonfim didn't look horrible, once they matched up together, it swayed me one direction. And then a parlay came through. I had Patterson KO. I had Abu Bakar Vagayev by decision and Volter Walker sub. So most of those we did talk about. Again, there's going to be some bets that get placed outside of the show, but hopefully just what we talk about through these fighters and kind of as we talk through the matchups, some people can come to their own conclusions and bet, their own bets as well. But all right. So overall, decent card. I took a little bit of a loss, unfortunately, because I went too big on the Ankalaev, but we move on.
But you had fun.
Yeah, it's always fun. It's always fun. I mean, after 5 hours, walking away with nothing kind of stinks, but it's still fun. A little bit about this card, and interrupt me at any point. I'll just keep going. It's in Serbia, Belgrade. It sounds like Medic is the one that kind of put this together or kind of called for it. I don't know if it was already in the works when he was calling for it, but either way, he got his fight in his home country. Overall, it's a very similar card from like the chalky standpoint as last week. So I'm sure a lot of people are going to be looking at parlays again. We're going to be looking at prop bets as well. So.
And the one thing that I'll throw out about this card, and a lot of fans, a lot of American fans have no interest. There's names they don't recognize, but this is a global sport,
right.
So we as Americans need to learn some of the foreign fighters, as well as, across the world, they want to see their fighters. They don't want to just see American fighters or Brazilian fighters or these are names that they know all over the world where this fight is. I guarantee you they know every fighter that's on this card, where we know.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, from watching Dana White's Contender Series and watching Ultimate Fighter and stuff like that, there are some fighters that are pretty recognizable if you've been following a little more than like the casual fan. But yeah, I mean, it's a worldwide sport at this point. So we have now that we're the UFC is working with Paramount. They're putting on more events. They need more fighters. The roster is going to get bigger. So keeping up with the fighters is difficult, but luckily there's a lot of people that are keeping up with every single fight. So if you want to know a little bit about them, there's plenty of stuff online. There's plenty of people talking about fights these days. So should be no excuse not to know a little bit about each fighter if you're watching. But
so people that are not watching, or somebody that's on this show that has no clue, talk about some of these fighters that, it's worth putting a shekel or two down.
Yeah. I mean, we can talk some matchups. I mean, we'll start at the top just in case if we do for some reason run out of time. I think that the main card is going to be a good place to start. So
I feel attacked, by the way. I feel attacked.
So,
I feel like that was towards me.
Yeah. So we'll kick it off with Euros Medic versus Daniel Rodriguez. Again, Euros kind of called for this fight. He didn't call for Rodriguez, but he called for a main event in Serbia. So he's got it. I think he's kind of carrying this card. This is going to be a great fight. He does have 100% finish rate. He's an aggressive fighter. On the other side, we're seeing D-Rod, who's coming from a very unique situation where he was jailed in Mexico for quite a while. He claimed to have done a little bit of his camp in Mexico in the jail cell, which is crazy. I don't think that's gonna look too good after this fight, but I'm really on the Medic side here. I think that
I don't know. Hold on, Jared. Like, Lorenzo Hunt just went on record. He was at a jail where he was incarcerated, for many years, and he said that's what made him like disciplined inside, like mentally, to get out to show the world his greatness. Now the 3-time champion in BKFC. So I don't know, man. Depends on the environment and what jail you're in. To eat, sleep, train, recover. That's why they took the weights out of the jail system, because they were building these monsters that they were getting basic nutrition. They would exercise, work out, recover, and repeat. And that's the formula to being a champion in bodybuilding or anywhere else. So who knows? Maybe that time in the jail.
It's always a fight, Matt. It's always a fight. So it could go either way. Since it sounds like you want to go on the Rodriguez side, you get a nice plus 300 dangling in front of you. I'll be on the other side.
Hold on. Is that how you took that? That's the side he wants, or the side that he wants to go to prison and work out?
I don't know. Maybe both.
Go to jail or get into or work out. No distractions. No, pressure to go to dates and movies and eat food and like overeat.
Sounds horrible.
No, I mean, you're literally that's what they do in Kuwait and like in the Middle East for bodybuilding. They don't have the distractions we do. All they do is eat, sleep, train, recover. And that's their life.
I've seen that on a T-shirt.
Well, yeah. I mean, that's the formula for greatness. Eliminate distractions, stay focused, and just master your craft. So I don't know. I'll take D-Rod. I'm gonna go D-Rod on that.
Take it. I think discipline's it's important, but at the same time, he's losing out on a lot of. Sparring with partners, getting out there with other teams, putting in the real work that I think Medic is doing. So. Anyways, it's not just that. It's going to be we've seen some he's getting up there in age. He's almost at the 40 mark. I think he's slowing down as far as momentum goes. I think his durability is declining a little bit. I think his gas tank's also kind of going. So his last few wins haven't been too impressive. He's always going in there for a war. I used to bet on D-Rod all the time. He was like my lock underdog all the time. And it pulled through quite often. It made me look good. But at this point, I think, again, it's one of those, Medic is surging. I think Rodriguez is going in the other direction. But there could always be a surprise. My call here is going to be a KO. It's going to be an early one. I think it's going to be round 1, round 2 for Medic.
1 shekel on Medic.
Yep. Next one, Navajo Stirling versus Jan Błachowicz. So... very similar situation. I think here you got a surging fighter versus a guy that's kind of been there, done that, kind of been in the game for a long time. Jan's at 43 right now. I think it's he's close to 44. Man's a physical specimen. He's always been a tank. He's just built different, Polish power, all the buzzwords that's always been around Jan. But I've been really impressed with Navajo Stirling. He's quite a big favorite. He's minus 325 here. I think it's a respected line. I think it makes sense. If I had to line it, I think it would be somewhere there, if not even bigger. I really see him just being able to have the better strikes. I think he's going to be the more aggressive fighter here. I think he's going to be the faster fighter. I think it's just going to be too much for Jan. Now, we do know he's super durable, so I'm not quick to jump on a finish here. If anything, we might see a late finish from Stirling, so we can maybe look at a late, maybe 2, possibly more leaning on the 3 side for a KO. But I think the safe play is either a parlay piece for Navajo Stirling, just put him in a confident parlay with just his money line, or I think a decision could be a good play here as well.
What is the benefit on wagering on somebody that is such a substantial favorite? You said basically 3-1. Does it make any sense to put money down when the odds are so big?
It's not going to make a lot of sense to straight bet it. Unless you want to put down $300 to make 100. That's quite a risk. If you feel as confident, I feel confident, but I still don't see myself putting 300 down to make $100. or whatever. So that's why I always say it's a good parlay piece when I see a line like that. You parlay that up with something. You put him and Medic into a parlay, it's going to be, probably 150, minus 150. So it could possibly cut that in half. And then you're having to put, you're relying on 2 fighters to come through, but you're going to buy that number down quite a bit.
While you talk about the next fight, I'm going to go put a shekel down on that parlay right now.
Do it. Let's do it. So next one's going to be Marcin Tybura and Aleksandar Rakić. Sorry. That always messes with me. Been around for a while, man. This guy, he's moving up to heavyweight here. Marcin Tybura, we're seeing, not the best look the last few fights. It just seems like he's, doesn't have that killer heavyweight instinct anymore. He does kind of squeak out some decisions here and there. He's got a good ground game. I think people know that at this point. He's kind of, I think I've mentioned it before, he's kind of more of that like slappy fighter. He's not going to have really that devastating one-punch power, which I think would be scary for the Rakić side. But overall, I think question mark here is going to lie with his move up to heavyweight, which we just don't know. We definitely know that Rakić is a more skilled fighter. So I'm leaning there. I don't have a heavy lean on this fight. A lot of people are putting Rakić in parlays, but I just don't see it. I don't see the confidence on that. I think there's just too many question marks here. I say that about at least 1 or 2 fights each card. I can see people putting money on Tybura here. I think with an unproven heavyweight or an unproven move to heavyweight, they could possibly raise some concerns. But yeah, I don't have a strong read on this fight, but I think if there was a dog shot, I don't blame people for going on the Tybura side, but I do know a lot of people have confidence on the other side.
Gotcha.
Next, and I'm looking at the bout order because I saw like 5 different bout orders, so I hope I'm going the right way. But next one is Duško Todorović versus Robert Valentin. Again, on this fight, I've tried to find a side here. This is kind of one of my avoid bets this week. I really don't see myself placing anything on this. It's just, you don't know what direction it's going to go. You see a guy in Valentin who, I think he came off Dana White's Contender Series, or no, he came off Ultimate Fighter. And he just got his first win last time out. Very emotional first win. It was kind of pent up. I think he took 2 or 3 losses before that. He got finished a few times. And then you have Duško, who, he's a well-rounded fighter, and he's a strong fighter. He's pretty good everywhere. But we're seeing durability issues from Duško. I don't see Valentin as like that aggressive guy that just goes out and just mauls somebody. In some of his lower level fights, he was that guy. But I think at this level, it's not really holding up. So if I had to make a pick on this, I would go Duško. But I'll be honest with most people here, I don't see myself betting this fight. And I just think that, if anything, take the guy with the plus money next to his name. I think that's Duško right now. But I just don't feel confident here.
That's why you're the expert.
Yeah, you got to know when to hold off on certain fights. So the next guy, who's pretty exciting, if I pronounce this correctly, I think it's Vlasto Čepo and Gilbert Urbina. So this Čepo guy, Čepo, he's got a lot of pop, man. When he comes out, like he's like one of those fighters that the fans just absolutely love. They go crazy for him over, I think he was from like the Octagon scene or something like that over in Europe. Just super aggressive, very wild, kind of has no regard for he doesn't have much defense. He just throws his defense is his offense. Honestly, I think this is a very favorable matchup for him. I have not been blown away with Urbina in the cage in his last few fights, or really have never been a huge fan of his fighting style in general. So I think he gets overwhelmed here. I think this is a great spot for Čepo to come in and kind of make a statement. They're putting him on the main card, which is crazy for a UFC debut. I think they're expecting a very fan-forward fight here. So my call here is going to be Čepo KO. I think it's early. I'm thinking it's under 1.5. I don't see this fight going long.
Taking notes.
Next one is Miloš Janičić and Noah Gugnon. Read on this is, from what I'm hearing, it's supposed to be a pretty exciting fight. I don't know. The odds are it's a money line right now, or it's a pick'em. We have plus 100 and minus 120 on the Gagnon side. Gagnon. I can't wait to get back to the States. Overall, don't have much of a read on this fight either. Let me see if I wrote anything in my notes just to be sure if I'm missing something. Yeah, overall, they're just saying it's going to be a super aggressive fight is from what I'm kind of reading from it. So they're expecting just violence in this fight. So if anything, maybe look at, I think they both have 100% finish rates. One of them is supposed to be significantly slower than the other. I've kind of gotten them mixed up a little bit here, but from a violence standpoint, the minus 2.5 is probably going to be absolutely juiced. So you'd have to probably look at the under 1.5. Or if you can see something that stands out on each fighter, again, they're both finishers. They both can get it done. This is when I might look at the durability side. I think they're both debuting fighters in the UFC. So we would have to look at what they've done outside of the UFC, of course, but overall should be a very violent fight. And I'm going to look at some play that's going to be violence oriented, and I would think it would be an under. So,
okay, let's fly through the prelims.
Yeah, so we have pretty exciting fight. This Jovan Lekić and Aleksandar Tofiq. We got Lekić as a favorite here, minus 230. From what I've heard, this dude's going to be way bigger than Tofiq. I think Tofiq is kind of more of a light heavyweight. So we're looking at anywhere from probably 40 to 50 pounds from the Lekić side. We're see him as a very physical fighter. We see him as I think the size is going to make the difference here in this fight. From my read, I'm seeing probably Lekić by KO is what I'll be probably peaking at. I'm assuming it's probably his most favorable method of victory. So we're probably not going to get a crazy number on that. But yeah, I think the size is going to make the difference. I think he is the better fighter. And we're most likely going to see violence from the Lekić side here. So my call is Lekić KO. Moving into the ladies. So we have Marina Spasic versus Stephanie Luciano. I'm undecided here. This is what a lot of people are calling like the favorite underdog play of the week for the Spasic side. I think she is from Serbia. I think she's a local fighter, so this is her debuting fight. From her tape, we're seeing an aggressive grappler. We're seeing just a well-rounded fighter. From Luciano, we're seeing we've kind of seen her level up through each fight. I'm pretty sure she's coming off of a pretty nice finish last time out. I personally think the UFC experience matters here. So I'm going to be siding on the side of Luciano, most likely by decision. I'm sure if anyone sees a violence perspective here, you're probably going to get a pretty juicy number if you look at an under 2.5. I don't think we're going to see that. I think we're going to see two girls duke it out, possibly, a majority decision. Maybe Spasic takes one round, so we could be seeing a split or possibly just split cards. So overall, I like Luciano. I like the UFC experience here for her, and I'll take her by decision on that one.
Okay.
Man,
I had to switch my list. The one list didn't have half these fights you said.
I know. That's what I'm saying. I was looking at sometimes I just type in UFC on Google just to get the actual breakdown of the fights that they post right there, and they didn't have half of these on there. So next one is going to be, I believe it's another women's fight, Nina Milosevic versus Haley Cohen. So Haley Cohen, she's kind of not had a great outing in the UFC so far. I think she's 0-3. She's also, I think 4 of her 5 losses have been inside the distance. She has been finished 4 of those 5. But we're seeing a girl that's kind of, we don't know too much about, Milosevic. She's a huge favorite here. She's like -400. So I really like her here. I can't get behind Cohen personally. She's very physical. I think she's always been that girl that's been like the bullying side. She's been the bigger, more athletic fighter. Now that she's in the UFC, I think we're seeing talent kind of take over a little bit from the other side, from her opponents. So if I had to make a decision on this fight, I'm fairly confident. I think we're going to see a pretty good performance from Milosevic. And I think it'll be, most probable outcome would probably be decision. I think we can possibly see a submission because we have seen Haley get subbed by some girls in the past, and some people are saying that this fighter, Nina Milosevic is going to be probably the more has more credentials on the grappling side than some other fighters that she's lost to. So that's my pick. All right, my goodness.
Now this is like 9 prelim fights. This is crazy.
I mean, this is such a big, it's a lot. Moving to Kyle Prepelic and Mateusz Rezbecki. I think this is a great, I'll try to speed these up a little bit because I know we're going to get cut for time. I like Rezbecki here. I think that he's been kind of fed to the wolves the last couple fights. He's an absolute dog, and he's taking crazy damage. He was out there fighting Ľudovít Klein a couple fights ago, hung in there until the 3rd round, actually put some crazy damage on Klein at the end of the fight because Klein, I think, had an injury at that last 3rd round. So he almost got the finish. I mean, he's just a dog. It's one of those guys that you don't mind putting money on, even if you aren't 100% confident in the matchup, because you know he'll fight for your money. So I will be taking the Rezbecki side. I like him here inside the distance. I think it's his get right spot for this week. We got Bogdan, Grad, Dennis Buzukja. I'm not going to spend much time on this one. I don't like this fight very much. This is going to be my other stay away fight. If I had to make a pick just for people listening, I think the Bogdan Grad side is probably the safer route to go. I think we're seeing him excel a little bit quicker and grow in the octagon. So my pick is Grad on that. Mark Vologdin versus Borislav Nikolić. It's a tough one. This just came together. The line's pretty close. Vologdin just had a guy withdraw, so this is a last-minute opponent. It's favoring the last-minute opponent, Nikolić. So I don't know if I even want to make a pick on this. I like Vologdin. He's a very undersized guy. He takes a lot of hits, but he is an aggressive fighter. This could be a spot that I look at the underdog because it's kind of a 50-50 here, but this fight literally just came together like a couple days ago. So I don't have much on that. So an exciting prospect is Michael Oliveira. This guy came from Dana White's Contender Series, and I'm super hyped for him. He's fighting Oban Elliott, which is a crazy fight. I am leaning big time Oliveira here. It could be a spot where a guy like Oban Elliott definitely has the UFC experience and pulls through. But I see Michael Oliveira by KO. He's just an absolute tank. He's an absolute specimen. So I'm going on the KO for Oliveira. And last one is Ľudovít Klein and Tofiq Musayev. I'm a little torn on this one. It's kind of 50-50 because Klein's coming off that injury in his last time out. So we don't know what his ankle is going to look like here. He says he feels good. He says he's ready to go. But I don't know. I see a lot of value on the Musayev side. I love Ľudovít Klein as a fighter. I'm just super scared about the injury. This could be a fight that I hang off on from a betting perspective. But just for the sake of it, I'll take Musayev just as a dog shot. It's not a very confident pick, but I just don't like how quickly he's coming back from an injury.
All right. So there you have it. You ran down the entire card. who you like, why you like them. And I'm going to pick a couple of those out. I'm sure Matt will pick out one. Now, whether he actually calls the online.
D-Rod, baby. D-Rod. Let's go.
Take it.
Get it.
Yeah.
I think.
All right. We are at the top of the hour. Want to thank everybody for tuning in. We'll be back next week, 12 to 3 Eastern Standard Time, right here on all the social media platforms.